604, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, off and running. Brian here with you, Breland producing. Starting off your 6 o'clock hour at 75 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. We're broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner. Actually had lunch with Jacob from 180 Pros yesterday. We've got pretty big announcement coming up later on. The announcement was actually made yesterday. Legislator, the famous Legislator, has grown into, from what was originally an awards luncheon, now going to be a roughly 2.5 day conference. I cannot wait for this conversation. Adam Knapp from Leaders for a Better Louisiana, Will Green from LABI, and Scott Walker from the Southwest Louisiana, Economic Development. All going to join me at 7:15 to talk about what the plans are, where this is headed, and what it means for business in the state. We got Rocco coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. We got a lot of ground to cover. Let's get after it. Top stories and trending. An organization that excuse me. An organization that provides therapy to survivors of sexual trauma has opened a new office on Dijon Drive. The STAR Center, which stands for Sexual Trauma Awareness and Response, offers therapy for both adults and children. Guests at the grand opening had the chance to tour the new space, meet staff, and learn more about STAR's mission. The new address, by the way, puts them right in the heart of the medical district, just 2 blocks from Our Lady of the Lake. An ethics complaint was filed yesterday against 7 Metro Council members who voted to approve a new parish attorney on April 30th. The complaint claims that at the time of the vote, Attorney John McClendon was the private defense attorney for Councilwoman Lori White Adams' husband in an active criminal investigation. It also claims other council members were aware of this. McClendon, however, refutes that accusation. Takes us over to Laranger, where 2 people were taken to the hospital after a late Thursday night shooting, according to the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff. Around 11:40 p.m., Gerald Sticker said his deputies were working to identify at least one shooter after the incident on North St. Charles Avenue, which is off Laranger Road. They were still processing the scene late into the night. That is about where that stands. We don't have any more details at this time. I think we're on number 2, but we're going to roll with number 2. Legislators getting bigger and better. The awards luncheon in Lake Charles is about to grow into a 2.5 day statewide conference of business, legislative, and philanthropic leaders. Lobby, Leaders for a Better Louisiana, and the Southwest Louisiana Economic Alliance are teaming up to make this a collaborative go-to for the year. Like I said, we'll have a lot more coming up at 7:15. Anna Lane Hunt Correctional Center employee has been arrested and fired after allegedly having sex with an inmate. According to arrest documents, on Thursday morning, an inmate was found to be inside an employee-only bathroom with a correctional officer, later identified as Deja Lee. Video surveillance also showed the inmate and Lee enter the building where the bathroom was. Lee was arrested on Thursday on 1 count of malfeasance in office. She was booked into the Iberville Parish Jail. I know.
What is going on at Elaine Hunt?
I don't know. You're either, well,
yeah.
I can't say. No, there's nothing funny about what I was about to say. So.
Oh gosh. Okay.
No,
we're not going there.
We'll tell Facebook during the commercial because one of them is a dirty word.
Oh Lord. CBS News Radio will sign off of the air tonight. 11 o'clock tonight.
Good night and good luck. 11 o'clock our time tonight, which would be midnight on the East Coast, which rolls it into tomorrow. 4 o'clock this evening or 4 o'clock this afternoon for your drive home. A retrospective. We were toying around with this idea yesterday is this a little bit too inside baseball, a little bit too much, inside radio? But no, I believe this is a piece of America's history. A 99-year run by CBS News Radio. The likes of Edward R. Murrow and Walter Cronkite held that desk. So we're running an hour-long retrospective at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So your afternoon drive should include a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of history heading into Memorial Day weekend.
Cannot wait to hear it. Dulles International Airport has begun screening passengers for the Ebola virus.
Yeah, saw that announcement from CDC yesterday. Yep.
Man.
Oh.
So, I hate to freak out and say, shut the government down. Like we keep hearing all over, say, TikTok, IG, Facebook. But do you think, I don't think we're going to shut down, but do you think, I hate to say it because we are media, will be blown up, kind of like the hantavirus?
No, nothing like the hantavirus. This one feels a little more, I don't know, what's the word? Real?
Gotcha. But,
hantavirus was nothing but headlines and doctors saying everything was okay. This is people from the CDC. Enhanced Ebola airport screenings begin at Washington Dulles International Airport. They actually started 4 days ago on May 18th, 2026. The CDC issued an order suspending entry to the United States of foreign nationals who were in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, or South Sudan within 21 days before arrival. U.S. citizens, U.S. nationals, and lawful permanent residents who were in these countries within 21 days are permitted into the country.
Goodness.
So, yeah, they're taking steps to, keep anybody out who might be, who were in the infected areas. But if you're a citizen and you were in the area, obviously you still have a right to come home. But, but this is that intermediary step where, I don't know, I thinking back to early 2020 when, what was it like on January 1st, 2020, there were 5 cases of COVID. And then a week later, or by the end of the month, it was 80,000.
Yep.
Something to that effect. I mean, that's hopefully, if this gets worse, we will have learned things from the last time around.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
All the 2 weeks to flatten the curve BS that we went through.
Yep.
Social
distancing and Lord.
Yeah. Let's move desks in a closed classroom 6 feet apart. That arbitrary. Let's go one way up and down the grocery store aisles. That was my favorite.
And that was the
dumbest thing we did. That might have been the dumbest thing we did. The masks weren't effective, but they weren't stupid. That was stupid.
Yep. And the toilet paper?
Oh, the rush on toilet paper was insane.
Yep. All right. Unfortunate news yesterday. Kyle Busch has died. According to a joint statement from the Busch family, Richard Childress, racing in NASCAR. The statement described the passing as sudden. No cause of death was provided.
He was suffering from some kind of unknown illness before that. I know. I'm curious to see what it's going to end up being.
I believe he told his wife a week before that he was just dealing with sinus.
Yeah.
And kind of like when we get a cold, I can't breathe out of one nostril kind of thing. Try to sleep it off. Would take Zyrtec, I'm sure. It's really unfortunate because his kiddos, 11 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
41.
I know, 41 years old.
Yep.
And he and his wife, I was reading online, they have been through a lot. They went through IVF to have their kids, and that wasn't an easy journey. It's just, I feel so horrible. This story's heartbreaking.
It is. Well, you don't lose somebody in their early 40s without it being heartbreaking.
Right.
I mean,
That's
where that's at. We got a break. On the back end of the break, it'll be time for sports. We'll talk a little LSU softball. And because they're going at it this evening. So quick break, coming back next. That was Scotty Drake, right? That you were just teeing up. That's not until 6:50. The other Scott is 6:35.
Goodness. Alan, stupid. Do the haunted dance. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. I was telling a friend that because he's a huge Rush fan. And, he's like, y'all got Bo Snurley? And I was like, yes. And he's like, oh my God.
Working on bringing him back to town again. Hopefully. He was in town about 2 years ago. I got to meet him. He's a great guy. I don't know.
Maybe I would almost think like Dallas or one of those big cities. Where was Rush House out of?
Florida. Well, originally New York, but then he moved to Florida for his own studios and whatnot. So I don't know where Bo's at.
Oh, okay.
I'm just tardy this morning. I'm just like running behind. 6:17, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. It is sports time. LSU softball taking on Alabama in their super regional series. It'll be a 2 out of 3. Starts in Tuscaloosa tonight. Bama is the top seed in the NCAA tournament. Tigers coach Beth Torina says they're certainly worthy of that ranking.
They have a really complete team this year. Their offense has been outstanding. And then they have the SEC Pitcher of the Year on the mound. So, I mean, they do a lot of things right. But again, it's a brand of softball that we understand. It's in the same league. We understand how people prepare. We understand how they compete. So I don't think our team will be out of sorts at all.
LSU is making its 11th NCAA Super Regional appearance. They're playing their best softball of the season right now. This team has been getting better and better. The last, say, 5 weeks of the SEC, they didn't fare well in the SEC tournament. They were one and done in the SEC tournament. But in their regional, they run ruled their first 2 opponents. Only gave up 2 runs in their third game on their way to this matchup in Alabama. So they're really all playing really good ball. They won 12 of their last 15. Offense is looking good, led by Jayla Lassiter, Kylie Edwards, and Sierra Daniel. Beth Torina says they've had a feeling that this group would eventually hit.
Took them a minute to get going, but take out the first couple of weeks, and this is as good as an offense as we've ever had here. And then pitching staff is doing exactly what we needed them to do. A last-minute addition of Peyton Monticelli has just proved to be a huge lift for this team, too. So I think the roster built with a ton of intention has done what we wanted it to do.
So first pitch tonight, 6 p.m. in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It'll be right here on Talk 107.3 FM. Patrick Wright will be on the call. Pregame will start at 5:45 on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Now, after tonight at 6 p.m., you got tomorrow at 2, which means a 1:45 start time. No start time yet on the Sunday game, as it is still TBA. And as far as, whether or not tonight is weather permitting, I mean, everything's always weather permitting. It does look like there's a 50-50 shot at rain in Tuscaloosa in the early afternoon hours, but that clears out as the evening wears on. So we should be good on that end. I mean, should be, right? We're at 6:19, about to roll over to 6:20 at Talk 107.3 FM. We're going to check the Fox Business Report. On the back end of that, we'll check traffic. And when we come back in, we're going to kind of stick a little bit with sports, but a different twist, if you will. Been tapping into these. LSU President Wade Roos was the guest of the Baton Rouge Press Club on Monday. We got one more story coming out of that. We'll have it for you next. 2. If not, I can get it right to you. No problems. Okay.
Nope, I have to. Athletic changes.
Yeah.
Alan, which would you say has a better college football team, Lafayette or Baton Rouge?
Jesus.
I know. I mean, Baton Rouge.
Yes, it's not close. They're a completely different league. UL Lafayette is in the Sun Belt, which is adorable, really. The Southeastern Conference is real football. It's just it's different.
Alan, I went to UL Lafayette, so I'm like, Brian.
Well, then you've seen it up close. There's a huge difference between.
We're very passionate about the Cajuns, but it's no comparison.
It doesn't. I'm not discounting your passion. I'm passionate about my daughter's school now at Southern Miss, but that Southern Miss is on UL Lafayette's level. They're in the Sun Belt. Yeah, at orientation for Southern Miss, they take us into the club level of their football stadium, and I'm trying so hard to be nice, but they're so proud of what they got, and what they've got is awesome for the Sun Belt. But they're like, I bet you've never seen anything like this, and I'm like, I work for LSU Sports Properties. I mean, yes, I've never seen anything quite this quaint. It is. It's adorable. I said this is adorable. Yeah, same with UL Lafayette. And UL Lafayette has a really, really bad. You're not going to like to hear this. A really, really bad little sister syndrome of like always wanting to be on LSU's level. You're just not there. All right, heading back to the traffic center. Here's what we've got going on right now. Let's start off with your surface streets and go in reverse, because on the surface streets, there is actually nothing within the last 2 hours. However, they're still on the board. An accident, Bluebonnet at Hilligan. I'm sorry, Bluebonnet at Hill Glen. That's got to be a mistyping. That's going to be Hill Glen Avenue. All right. That's the only thing happening on the surface streets right now. Up on the interstates, there's a stalled vehicle from about half an hour ago on I-10 westbound near College Drive. That's the bad news. The good news is it's not really causing any delays. Further good news is the normal congestion you see on I-12 back by Denham Springs, that's not there right now. That's kind of a Friday morning trend, as we're a little bit slower to get started on Friday mornings. So really zero volume on the interstates to start off. And I would add this. For a lot of folks, today is the last day of school. For a lot of folks, they're already done with school. So as we head into the Memorial Day weekend, you're going to see fewer and fewer cars on the road for school's sake. Now, I will also add this. If you're traveling for Memorial Day weekend, the earlier you can get out, the better. That's your look at traffic from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. .624 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. As summer is here, that means, or as the unofficial start of summer is here with Memorial Day weekend, that means grilling season. That means Mathern's. Love telling you about Mathern's downtown. Love telling you about Mathern's on campus when it's time for tailgating. Let me also tell you about the Mathern's at Kenilworth. Highland Road, just west of Kenilworth. This is the old original Kenilworth supermarket, but it's all new again. They've gone in there. Ernie, Tony, the whole team has gone in there. And completely revamped the store. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous store with everything you need throughout grilling season. Great cuts of meat, great butcher shop, and a Louisiana specialty meat section as well, which they've got a number of great products. You're not going to find local products you won't find anywhere else, but specifically, it's in the back. They got the coolers right there if you want like the stuffed pork chops, the stuffed chicken breasts, the boudin, the andouille, whatever it is you're looking for, they've got you covered over at that particular location of Mathern's. Bree Lynn, you just went for your coffee. That's my bad. As I was saying, more and more people are out of school. You're shaking your head no.
And I'm so sad. Yes. So my little boys, we go to Basis Matera. and
Okay.
the charter school here in town. And we get out next Friday, a week from
Why?
today. I don't know.
What?
So I can tell you this. Basis, historically, we start real early. So like we go back to school August 2nd. And then we end like the very last day of May, but we get longer holidays. So while people get off, say 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks for Christmas, we get off 3.5 weeks for Christmas.
Okay.
And we get off a spring
That
break.
should make it really easy for scheduling.
Right.
Gross.
I know, right? We get a spring break and then we get a whole week for Easter and then we get a fall break. And then we always have these parent teacher days. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay. And mom still has to work.
Yeah.
I know.
So y'all gonna go in after Memorial Day
Yes.
when
Yeah.
everybody else hits the beach.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I guarantee you those kids have no attention span right now.
No, I got a note sent home yesterday from my oldest, and it said, would not pay attention today. I'm like, I guess not.
Yeah.
I didn't even fuss
Send the
him.
note right back. Be
I-
like, no bleep. You know?
Yeah, no bleep. I didn't even fuss him. I'm like, good
I
job.
wouldn't either. If you're not out by Memorial Day, what are you doing?
I know. So you
And
know
which
the-
base is that the one that's on Florida, the one that's out by Woman's?
So yes, they have one on Florida. That's basis Mid City by the McDonald's and all
Yeah.
that. And then the one by Woman's is Matera.
Okay.
And that's where my kids go.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the roads will be very light.
Yeah.
Yeah, except basis people.
Whatever. All right. We're 627 Talk 107.3 FM. We've been tapping into audio from Wade Roos, Dr. Roos, all week long. He was a guest of the Baton Rouge Press Club back on Monday. He had a number of different things to say. There was a lot of stuff about the potential LSU arena, which left a lot of questions to be answered yesterday. But there was one other thing that I didn't want the week to go by without hearing his comments on NIL, rev share, and where we're at with the future of where NCAA athletics are going. So just very open-ended. Let's tee him up and then respond afterwards.
Athletics is in the middle of something very different right now. We need Congress to act, and you're going to hear a lot of that this week. I think the SCORE Act is coming back on the floor in D.C., and we really need Congress to act. And we need them to act to put some rules in place that could get the cost escalation under control. A couple of 3 or 4 pillows, as you can imagine, that would really make our life easier if we defined what a college athlete is. For example, 5 years after you graduate from high school or 23 years old, if you truly defined what a college athlete is, would be very, very helpful. Transfer portal rules would be very, very very helpful. For example, maybe one transfer for free. Then after that, hate to say it because I got gray hair up here, go back to the olden days where if you transferred, you had to sit out a year. What that would do is that would help us with some cost metrics because kids are moving so quickly. It's just elevating costs. And we have some cost issues in place. Another thing they could do, not that I'm offering any guidance to Congress, but I kind of am, is actually have an independent body that could put together salary caps per sport. Former players, former assistants put together, and we could get the cost side of this under control. So a lot of my time, in addition to structure and throughout the whole system and hiring folks throughout the whole system, the first 6 months has also been in athletics.
He mentioned the SCORE Act. That was actually pulled, I believe, 2 days ago. It was supposed to be discussed or debated in the House, but it was pulled the second it was out there. So that breaking news that he had, well, it was breaking on Monday, but that breaking news that he had ended up being not news at all after the fact with the SCORE Act. But what do you think about what he had to say? Because when he mentioned one transfer, I got to tell you, we went from one transfer being big to one transfer being just, an annual thing, like transferring every year. I've long since been of the opinion that the way we're progressing right now, college athletics are just not sustainable. It's not sustainable in this way. Everything is an arms race, and the alumni base and your boosters, they've got finite resources. And eventually someone's going to bow out of every arms race. And it's just going to be like whoever has the most money is going to be the last man standing. Maybe then Texas A&M will finally win a national championship, but it's not sustainable. So let's chat over on Facebook Live. Hop on in there. We're live on Facebook every single day, courtesy of the folks at Lake Urgent Care. Quick break. Oh, we got author Scott Davis coming up next. Oh, by the way, and I apologize, but I'm gonna use a dirty word here. We try not to use the F word, but earlier, yeah, please. Well, I'm not actually gonna use it, but earlier when we had the story about Elaine Hunt, and the guard Deja Lee, it's spelled Deja like deja vu, but it's Deja Lee. When we had that story earlier, this is so morbid and so dark, but at Elaine Hunt, you're either dying or effing, and. But I was the way to do it though is in a Morgan Freeman voice, you know, you either get busy effing or get busy dying. So that was where that was at. Well, either way, you're getting busy. Yeah. Dying or effing, which one? It's time to play America's favorite game. Yeah, right. So, one transfer. I would love one transfer. And I would even go so far as to say that should include the grad transfer. But one no, grad transfer, you fulfilled your obligation to your school and you're in graduate school now. That grad transfer might be different. But my whole thing is college, especially college football right now, nothing but mercenary. Well, no, it's every college sport right now. Nothing but mercenaries. And where you're going to have a problem long term is when you've got a team full of mercenaries, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty to player. And if there's no loyalty to player, then what am I rooting for over here? Right? What happened?
Alan, are you going to be like the Italians dying while effing?
Wow.
Alan!
Jeez.
What's that bug that dies? Like while they're effing? Is that a...
No. The love bugs?
Maybe. It's like...
Or are you thinking of the praying mantis?
Where she bites the head.
Yeah, the female eats the male afterwards. James says structure 3-year contracts with options for the school and the player after the third year. Love that. Byron says it's become a professional minor league and I hate it. I know. It's not fun. It's just not fun. It's no longer an escape from reality. It's about managing books. Oh, Alan, you said basically here people only care about 2 colleges, Purdue and Notre Dame. You misspelled Purdue, Alan. You spelled the chicken company. No, chicken. Well, they're known for their chicken. Alan, you say that when Indiana literally just won the national championship. I wonder what Rocco's cooking today.
If I had to guess, he's bringing roast beef.
I don't.
To kick off summer, maybe. Well, maybe not, because when you think pool or you think summer and you think barbecue, you're not out there sweating bullets.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah.
Maybe burgers.
Hopefully it will be a beef product of some sort.
Alan says, people here are already over it.
Interesting. Because it never happened before. I mean, that's the best. And Indiana has never had a performance like that. It was unbelievable to watch. That was actually fun to watch. Seeing an upstart, seeing somebody who's always been good at basketball and never been good at football. I enjoyed it. Hey, morning, Christy. Welcome in, boo. All right, I'm gonna have to step out so y'all can hear the interview. Let me cut my mic. Day on the horizon. Could not have a better time to talk to our next guest. Scott Davis is the author of The Last of the Old Breed, an oral history of the final Marines from World War II. He's on with us now. Scott Davis, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing very well. All right, take us through it. The Pacific Theater, your book. Tell us all about it.
Yep, it's an oral history of the final living Marines from World War II. The youngest guy I spoke with is 90. Phillips is 103, and the book takes you through the war from, before the war, actually. It takes you from the Great Depression all the way to the footsteps of Japan, and then actually brings you through their post-war lives, too, and it gives you a little bit of a glimpse that maybe a lot of other books don't give you about some of the struggles they had with PTSD, and a lot of these guys fought in other wars in Korea and Vietnam, so it tries to encapsulate the entire experience of the United States Marines in World War II.
What was your first impression? And I know it's going to be different with each Marine that you sat down with, but what was your first impression from each as far as like just character makeup, the person you're talking to?
These people, it was always very impressive to me. They were very self-assured is not the right word. Maybe confident is a better word, because they had faced a great challenge in their youth, and that would be in World War II. And they stood up to it. They'd answered the country's call, and there was a great pride in that. And a lot of these guys were very proud to have served in the Marine Corps. They thought very highly of that branch of service. So sitting down with them, even 90-something years old, they may not have been in the best of health. Some of them may have been in hospital beds, but there was still a certain pride and confidence in them that always struck me.
I want to get around to the importance of the work in and of itself in a little bit, but I do want to stick on the personalities and the makeup of this generation. Is that, I mean, we dubbed them the greatest generation. Does it exude from them in a one-on-one conversation?
These people are special, and it's hard to explain to people who haven't sat down with World War II veterans, but that generation was special. They grew up during the Great Depression, had suffered through the deprivations that are associated with that, went and served in the war, and then came back, and in a lot of ways developed this great society. And now, obviously, there's certain people that had difficult times through that, and they weren't all great people, but talking to them is special. I mean, you think about the way they grew up, too. It's almost at this confluence of time, but whereas when they were growing up, some of these guys are riding horses to school or riding in Model Ts, and by the time they're dying, some of them have iPhones. It's just incredible. So it's like talking to a character out of history.
Yeah, literally just two completely different worlds from start to finish, with a handful of other worlds all in between. We're talking with Scott Davis. The book is called Last of the Old Breed. Your focus was on the Pacific here. Was there intent on that, or was it just a matter of you were able to grab those individuals?
A little bit of both. Some of it, I think, was I don't know, what do you call it, fate or circumstance or whatever. I would bump into Marines when I would go out. And then part of it is the war in the Pacific really captured my imagination. I mean, we took a group of young men from different backgrounds, different socioeconomic standings, and trained them and sent them off to fight on little islands that nobody's ever heard of, to fight against an enemy that would rather die than surrender. That captured my imagination for whatever reason, so I really decided to focus on that. And I felt like there was a lot to be told in that theater as well. You hear a lot about Europe, and the Pacific sometimes takes a back seat to that. So I felt like there was more of a story there that needed to be revealed.
All right, following up on that story that needed to be revealed, oral history is, I believe, unbelievably underlooked or overlooked, I should say. What was it about this particular project that made you want to tackle it, that made you want to sit down with those who are still living?
It was incredible what these guys went through on these islands. I mean, not only do you have to survive human wave attacks from Japanese, you have to survive the jungle. It's hot and steamy and muddy. Some of these are coral atolls that are like 115 degrees. What they experienced and lived through. And then they came back, and for the most part, these were normal people. I mean, you sit down with them, and the guy looked like your grandpa or something. He looked like this just nice old man, and then he starts talking and telling these stories, and you go, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what you went through. I cannot believe that it actually happened to you when you were a young man. So that captured me. That really caught my attention.
Without spoiling too much from the book, give me one story that just stuck with you this whole time since first putting pen to paper.
There's one I like to tell, and it's a little bit of a lighter story. I knew a guy by the name of Dean Ladd. He was a good friend of mine. He was a platoon leader in the 2nd Marine Division. During the Battle of Tarawa, he got loaded into a landing craft, and they were circling offshore waiting for orders to land. And they circled and circled and circled. They ended up circling all night. They were in that boat for about 8 hours, getting choked by diesel fumes. The sea was choppy, so guys were throwing up. Other guys are trying to lay down and sleep. First light, they get orders to land. Well, off of Tarawa, there's a reef about 600 yards out. So their landing boat hits this reef. Dean's a platoon leader. Dean Ladd, he's in charge. So he jumps off first and he's yelling, "Come on, let's go, let's go." Machine gun bullets are flying in from the Japanese. Mortar shells are landing. Dean ends up getting hit in the gut, and he gets dragged back to a casualty collection area, taken to a hospital ship, goes into emergency surgery, and loses, I can't remember how much of his intestine. It was a nasty, nasty wound. But he ends up in a hospital in Hawaii, and a doctor comes by, and he picks up Dean's chart, and he looks at it, and he goes, "Son, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you're probably not going to live much past 50 years old. Your wounds are just so severe." Well, Dean Ladd ended up telling that story at his 100th birthday party. He lived to be 101 years old. So he far outlived that doctor, I'm sure. But I always loved that story. I thought that was funny. And he always loved that he got one up on that doctor. So that was one of a little bit of a lighter story, but I always loved that one.
I mean, as you said, it's a little bit of a lighter story. That as soon as you said lost intestines, I'm like, when's this getting light?
Yeah, just at the end there.
We got Scott Davis for another minute or two, talking about the last of the old breed, an oral history of the final living Marines from World War II. Let me kind of re-ask a question from earlier. Did the times make the men, or did the men make the times?
It's hard to say. The time definitely had an influence on them. I mean, you go through the Great Depression, and you don't have things. It was remarkable how many people I talked to as well that had parents die, and they grew up orphans. So you got to kind of think that influenced them and hardened them. But then again, there were guys from that generation that grew up with great privilege, and they went as well. I mean, the president's son, James Roosevelt, went and he served in the Raider battalions, and the Raider battalions were at the tip of the spear. So it's hard to say exactly what it is, but it's something interesting to think about for sure.
And the postscript on it before we get you out of here is that there's so much time since World War II. How much were you able to delve into their takeaways on America since?
Yeah, it was very diverse. There are some people who were pretty pessimistic, and then there's people who are incredibly optimistic. It all varied to each man. There was a sense in all of them that they feel that maybe patriotism is starting to lack a little bit in this country, and not the patriotism where you wave the flag on 4th of July. I mean, real patriotism, 365 days, that's what they had. It was a quiet, unassuming type of patriotism that they really believed in this country. And that was something that they hoped that can be reinvigorated in this country. And that's part of the reason they told their stories for this book. They wanted people to have pride in this country and really believe in the ideals that it was founded on.
Absolutely amazing stuff. He's Scott Davis. It's called The Last of the Old Breed. Man, I appreciate you sitting down with this interview, and I appreciate you sitting down with every one of those interviews along the way.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate the time. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about it.
We're at 644 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Like to remind you when we're not live. That was, of course, a pre-recorded interview. And while we're at our next segment, it's a pre-recorded interview as well. So we got a pair of Scotts. It's Scott Davis right there. The book's called Last of the Old Breed, an oral history of the final living Marines from World War II. Highly, highly recommend, based solely off the interview with Scott, based off my conversation with Scott. It was just a fascinating conversation. Full disclosure, haven't read the book. I normally I get an advanced copy. I don't know what happened there, but there was no way I was going to let him pass without sitting down and getting him on the phone and sharing a couple words about The Greatest Generation. And like he said, that Pacific Theater can be overlooked. We're going to take a break here in just a minute. It is Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month. We'll talk with Scotty Drake in a little bit. Before we break, I want to remind you about the folks over at neurojust.com if you wanted to check them out online. Neurojust.com. If you are someone you know and love is battling with anxiety or depression, and you don't like the path you're on with it, you don't like the antidepressants or the way they make you feel, you don't like the fact that there's pills now that make the other pills work. What's that about? If you're not seeing results from your antidepressant, take whatever that new pill is. And they've got the commercial with the butterfly and the people playing tennis, and it's just B-roll galore. Yeah, take that to go along to make the other thing work. Well, I mean, before you know it, you're going to take a pill to make the pill work. If you don't like that path, Give NeuroJust a call, 225-330-7382. Call, talk to them. Chat them up a little bit. Ask some questions. They specialize in TMS therapy. What is that? Transcranial magnetic stimulation. What does that mean? Ask them. Let them tell you the story. 85% of patients show results. Learn more at neurojust.com and give them a call, 225-330-7382. All right, we're going to have to take a break we're going to check traffic. We're going to check your money now. When we come back, a lot of people on the highway this weekend, a lot of people on the roads this weekend, as it is Memorial Day weekend. What was it? 45,000 people, 45 million people traveling, 39 million of them by car. I believe that's the word we had yesterday. Well, need to be on the lookout for the motorcycles as you're out there. Scotty Drake is going to join us in our next segment to talk about that. Don't forget, in the 7 o'clock hour, Adam Knapp, Will Green, Scott Walker going to join me. Legislator is moving to a whole new thing. It's a 2.5 day overall conference. We'll break that down in the 7 o'clock hour. Right now, quick break. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Moon. Did they have a picture attached to your interview with Scott Davis? The email? Can you forward that to me if they did? If not, I'll buy something.
I have a picture of the cover of the book.
That's fine. I'll post that.
652 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Quick minute to remind you about Landmark Bank, landmarkbankla.com. What is the benefit of having a community bank? Well, the biggest benefit is having a banker, having someone who could sit down with you and value you the same way you value your investments, the same way you value your future, the same way you value where you're headed in life. You're not just some line on a P&L at some bank in Midtown Manhattan. You're not a number, you're a name, you're a person, you're a neighbor, you're a member of a community. That's what you get with a community bank like Landmark Bank. And you'll find them online at landmarkbankla.com. Whether you're talking about your personal checking, your personal savings, your personal investments, the money markets, the CDs, the IRAs, and the like, or whether you're talking about your business, either way, you get all of the benefits of being local and all of the tech of the big boys. Landmarkbankla.com. All right, talk motorcycles with Scotty Drake. Here we go. Combo of two headlines going on at once right now. Number one, it is Memorial Day weekend, and there's going to be more people on the road. This is a record for Memorial Day weekend of the number of people going to be on the roads out and about. It is also Motorcycle Awareness or Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month. Joining us right now from MAC, the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign, we got Scotty Drake on with us. How are you, Scotty? How you been, brother?
I've been very well. Thank you very much. Nice to be with you. And a little earlier this month, I just turned 74 years old. So believe me, it's nice to be anywhere.
It's be 74 already. That just means I'm getting older too. So backstory here for those that are new to Baton Rouge, Scotty Drake, longtime legend over at Eagle 98.1 and still a legend out on the roads when he hops on his bike. So let's talk a little bit about Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month, and specifically with this weekend. I mean, everybody's going to be out and about.
Yes, Memorial Day weekend, we urge everybody out there, everybody driving cars and trucks, to please actively watch for motorcycles. The Motorcycle Awareness Campaign, by the way, is a nonprofit organization. Our goal is to reduce the number of crashes in which a motorist violates the right-of-way of a motorcyclist. As a matter of fact, I'm not a big statistics guy, but data from LSU Center for Analytics and Research in Transportation Safety showed that the number of fatalities involving motorcycles dropped a full 25% in 2024 over the previous year.
Really?
Now, all too often, at the scene of a crash where a motorist has violated the right-of-way of a motorcyclist, all too often we hear the same thing, Brian. I just didn't see him.
Yep.
And it happens way too often. Didn't see him. People are not looking for motorcycles. And all too often, we don't see what we're not actively looking for. Now, when you and I are driving in our cars or our trucks, we subconsciously bundle together things that we're looking for on the road. We're looking for red lights and stop signs and crosswalks and children in the street. And we're looking for oncoming traffic and trucks. And we're looking for driveways. We're looking for the store that we're going to. And if motorcycles is not in that bundle of things that we're actively looking for, the chances are good we're not going to see it. So what do we do at the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign? We try to get our message, and our message is please watch for motorcycles. We try to get our message in front of drivers while they're on the road. So we use these bright yellow yard signs. We use bumper stickers, billboards. As a matter of fact, the message is also conveyed in TV and radio public service announcements and on official Louisiana license plates. All Mac materials are always free of charge, available at places around the state. Matter of fact, for locations, just visit macorg.com and click on blog. So motorists, please, of course, observe all traffic laws, use signals, obey the speed limit, yield to motorcycles, particularly when turning at intersections. Yes, we are small. And yes, we are watching out for you. But we need your help. Not only during May, which is Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month, but all year long. So MAC is trying to get as many of our yard signs, in yards and businesses as possible. So we urge everybody to go to that website I just mentioned. It's macorg.com and click on blog. You can also go to our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is MAC, M-A-C, MAC, C Motorcycles. And there are lists of places all around the state where you can get one of our yard signs. Please consider putting one up in front of your yard, in your business, and help prompt motorists to please watch for motorcycles. And for heaven's sakes, people, put the cell phone down.
Oh, I know.
Don't drive distracted. It's a killer, man. It's a killer.
Well, and there's other forms of technology that makes us more complacent, Scotty. And like, for example, when a lot of the newer cars, when there's a car passing you, it'll show up like a little, flashy light on your side mirror right there. You mentioned the motorcycle's smaller. That means it's going to be a smaller amount of time that sensor picks up that motorcycle. And also with a motorcycle being smaller, a greater amount of time that a motorcycle could be in your blind spot. So, I mean, all it takes is a little bit of awareness and a little bit of a second look just to make doubly sure.
In addition, if you're driving and you're following a motorcycle, please allow for plenty of space around the motorcycle to maneuver or stop in an emergency. Those of us who are on motorcycles can stop faster because we're a bit considerably lighter.
Right.
So, help us out. Watch for motorcycles. Be aware of us, and let's all drive safely and make it through this weekend alive.
Through the weekend, through the full summer, there is no time of year where we shouldn't at least just take a quick second look. He's Scotty Drake. We're talking about been talking about Motorcycle Awareness Month, Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month. Macorg.com is the website, macorg.com. Scotty, appreciate a couple minutes this morning. Have yourself a great Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, my friend. Nice talking to you.
Always. This year, we're celebrating America's 250th birthday. We want you to be a part of it. Open the Talk 107.3 app, powered by Lake Urgent Care. Click the microphone icon and send us a voicemail answering one simple question. What does America mean to you? Your story could inspire others to be featured on air as we honor this historic milestone together. Keep it short, about 15 to 20 seconds. Give us your name and where you're from. Post it up on the Talk 107.3 app. What?
You're just stupid. When you were doing Landmark, be a landman, go to Landmark. Alan,
I'll write the taglines. That's we're good here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alan must do cocaine in the morning.
Probably.
Taking himself on.
It's a lot of comments. Happy for it. They need to be coming from everybody.
Oh, that's cute. Student graduates with her service dog and matching roots. Shy, Tootie. Oh, shy. Alan, I have no problem, no worries that you won't find anybody when you come here. He's like, see what happens when you don't have a girlfriend. He said,
That's funny.
My future wife is somewhere in Louisiana.
The Hammond Postal Service, the Postal Service in Hammond had a job fair the other day. They're like actively hiring. But like royalty accent or like cognate accent? Was she all refined and British? Or was she like, oh, hello, governor?
She was in some restaurant barking at people. Did you see that shit? Like about a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Well,
Dancing on Instagram and shit.
well, that's what she's famous for.
Wait, what is Alan eating? He's not making any sense. Tea and crumpets. I had bad teeth, good. Save the queen. Die.
He's just saying British things.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming that's what the British say. Byron, Alan, what kind of coffee you drinking? I could use I can't. Oh Lord. When Alan moves, we gotta have him here one day. Just come stop by.
No.
You're like, please don't.
No. Oh. $7:05. Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you. Bree Lynn producing, starting off your 7 o'clock hour. It's 75 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. Heard that forecast on the way in right there. Taking a look at the weather for today. I mean, you heard the forecast, so you already know it a little bit. But just breaking things down in the hour-by-hour forecast. I'm trying to keep one eye on. I'm emceeing live after 5 this evening. So keeping one eye on it. That, of course, is always weather permitting, and we should be good.
Well, the early forecast for showing that it was going to be torrential downpour by the time you took the stage for Live After 5, but it keeps changing.
Well, no, that now it looks like that's going to be about, we got a 50-50 shot at rain at 3 p.m. Scales back to 30% chance of rain by 5.
You'll be good.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. All right, broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studio. Before we get you to top stories and trending, programming note, of course, we are off on Monday. It is Memorial Day. Tuesday and Wednesday, I will be leaving the friendly confines of the 180 Pro studio to broadcast live from the Louisiana Department of Education's Teacher Leader Summit. Every year, and it's grown every year, by the way, every year, thousands of Louisiana educators converge on the Memorial Convention Center in New Orleans to get better at their craft, and the results are showing. Literacy and numeracy rates and rankings, we continue to move up the charts when compared to our neighboring states or every other state in the union. We continue to be on the uptick, on the upswing. And that's because of the dedicated teachers that are going to be there next week. Dedicating all of our show, just about all of our show. We'll have all of our, normal news segments as well. But all the guest segments are going to be dedicated to where we're at, where we're going, what potential we have, what opportunities there are. It's a fun time. And I will say on a personal level, it's inspiring. Watching these teachers when, like I say it repeatedly, they should have their toes in the sand and a drink with an umbrella in it. So, Teacher Leader Summit next week. Right now, top stories and trending. Takes us out to Gonzales for the weekend. 59th Jambalaya Festival is happening this weekend in Gonzales, the jambalaya capital of the world. Since 1968, Gonzales has been named that. I didn't know they picked up that name in 68. I just thought it just kind of grew organically somewhere. I didn't know if someone could place a date on it. But this weekend, you stuff yourself on jambalaya out there. Our news partners at WBRZ have the whole schedule of events. If you want to run through all that, I'm not running through all that with all the rides and all the bands and, of course, all the jambalaya, but the festival is this weekend.
PCL is tonight, Parish County Line.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh. I love Parish County Line.
But they're on every festival, every
right.
show.
They show up as frequently as jambalaya does.
I love Ship.
Yeah.
I love Derek, but yes.
An organization that provides therapy to survivors of sexual trauma has opened the new office on Dijon Drive. The STAR Center, which stands for Sexual Trauma Awareness and Response, offers therapy for both adults and children. Guests at the grand opening had the chance to tour the new digs, which, by the way, puts them, that address is right in the heart of the medical district. An ethics complaint was filed yesterday against 7 Metro Council members who voted to approve a new parish attorney back on May 30th. This is a strange story. The complaint claims that at the time of the vote, Attorney John McClendon was the private defense attorney for Councilwoman Lori Adams' husband in an active criminal investigation. Timelines refute that. So does McClendon. The complaint also claims that other council members were aware of that. Legislator is getting bigger and better. The awards luncheon in Lake Charles is about to grow into a 2.5-day statewide conference of business, legislative, and philanthropic leaders. LABI, the Louisiana Association for Business and Industry, Leaders for a Better Louisiana, and the Southwest Louisiana Economic Alliance are teaming up to make this a collaborative go-to for the year. We're going to have a lot more on this in our next segment when Adam Knapp from Leaders for a Better Louisiana, Will Green from LABI, and Scott Walker from the Southwest Louisiana Economic Alliance will all be on the phone in the next segment. And Elaine Hunt. Don't laugh.
I'm trying not to.
Don't laugh. An Elaine Hunt Correctional Center employee has been arrested and fired after allegedly having sex with an inmate. Kill your mic. There you go. You get us both in trouble. According to arrest documents on Thursday morning, an inmate was found to be inside an employee-only bathroom with a correctional officer, later identified as Deja Lee. Video surveillance also showed the inmate and Lee into the building where the bathroom was. Lee was arrested on Thursday on one count of malfeasance in office. She was booked into the Iberville Parish Jail. I behave all week. I behave
Right.
all week long. This week
I haven't.
of all week. No, I
I've
know.
been unhinged the whole week.
I behaved all week long, and I'm not going down over deja, which is spelled like deja vu, was deja vu.
Right. Elaine Hunt Correctional.
Where
Yeah.
there's apparently only 2 options,
Oh, Lord.
and this was the better of them.
Right. CBS News Radio will sign off the air tonight. Oh, gosh.
4 p.m. this afternoon. If you're driving home, 4 p.m., or if your Memorial Day vacation has already started, you're just bopping around town or getting out of town. We are running the CBS retrospective. It is appropriately titled "Good Night and Good Luck."
Oh, look, I'll be honest, Brian, when Kid Craddock passed and when Rush Limbaugh passed, those two, being a radio junkie, hurt. This one hurts too.
Yeah, it does.
Dulles International Airport has begun screening passengers for the Ebola virus.
This is starting
Here
to
we
feel
go.
a lot like we're not hearing it. Like the hantavirus,
The
whatever.
rodent virus.
Yeah, that one, like it was all bluster and doctors saying everything was
And
cool, the
screaming,
news
yeah.
trying to make something out of it. I feel like this is the reverse, where you're seeing the CDC start to activate things. Now, if you're a U.S. citizen flying back into the country, you're cool. But if you were in the Congo, South Sudan, and one other country, if you're trying to fly back, fly here, and you've been in those countries for the last 21 days, you're going to be like quarantined off or whatever. So, studio, please hold. So it's just the fact that we're not seeing all the over the top headlines, but we are seeing CDC move on this has me a little bit concerned.
Right. Kyle Busch has unfortunately passed away, according to a joint statement from the Busch family, Richard Childress Racing, and NASCAR. The statement described the passing as sudden. No cause of death was provided.
Studio, please hold. It is sad. 41 years old, 2 little kids. Very, very sad. No getting around that.
His kiddos, 11 years old, and his daughter, Lennox, 4 years old. Oh, my God.
I know.
And sudden, like to be early 40s.
41 years old, had an illness a couple days ago.
A cold. He was telling his wife he wasn't feeling well, slept over the weekend. It's just unfortunate.
Yep. We're at 7:13 to Talk 107.3 FM, actually running a little bit long here. So let me quickly remind you about Industry Makes, industrymakes.org. Their mission is to be a trusted source of industrial communications while advocating for future investment and industrial growth that is the backbone of Louisiana. Industry Makes is a campaign born out of collaboration and a need to present a united industrial front in the face of coordinated anti-industrial messaging. We understand that the anti-industrial messages might target one company or several, but they hurt the entire manufacturing industry, which is the economic backbone of the state of Louisiana. If you want to learn more, visit industrymakes.org. All right. If you could, please get names of everybody. I know. Let them know we're coming.
Okay, I sure will. Hey, good morning. Sorry, we're going to be coming to you in like 1 minute, okay? Okay. Hey, so sorry. Good morning. We're going to be coming to you in 1 minute, okay? Yes, I have all 3 of y'all. Okay. Hey, good morning. We're going to be coming to you in 1 minute, okay? Hey, can you hear me? Hello. Good morning. Hey, that's okay. Okay, we'll be coming to you in 1 minute, okay? Okay.
Who's on which line?
Scott's on hotline.
Okay.
Hey, which one do I have right here? I'm sorry. Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning. I have you on line 2. Which one do I have right here? Adam. Okay. Scott's on hotline. Adam's on 2.
Will's on 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks. 716 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. All right, I want to make sure I'm hoping I'm doing this right to get everybody on the line at the same time. And oh nuts, I may have hung up on two people.
Brian.
I always do that wrong. All right, big announcement was made yesterday. Legislator is growing. I'm pretty sure the one that I was actually able to get up on the line here was Scott Walker from the Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance. While we get Adam and Will back in line here, let's get Scott on with us. Scott, how are you? Scott, do we have you?
Brian, it's Will.
Oh, hey, Will. Okay, she told me that Scott was on the hotline. All right, let's get the ball rolling here as we reconnect with Scott and Adam. I accidentally hung up on them. Big announcement coming down yesterday about the legislator growing here. Scott's on one. All right, then we're going to add him into the mix here. Scott from the Economic Development Alliance, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing really well this morning.
Glad to have you on. Glad to be talking about this. For those that are unfamiliar with Legislator, tell us all about it.
It's an event that we put on here in Southwest Louisiana to honor legislators who are moving the agenda forward for business, industry, Southwest Louisiana, and really the entire state of Louisiana. Mm-hmm. We've been doing it now this will be the 21st year of Legislator. It's an incredibly well-attended event. And last year we looked at the event, and it was our 20th event. We thought, where do we go from here? How do we build this in a way that adds more vitality, but also drives the agenda for the state of Louisiana? Or maybe better to say, helps drive the agenda for the state of Louisiana.
And this is where the collaboration comes in. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. If I hang up on both of y'all, I apologize in advance. I think it's not going to let me do both Scott and Adam at the same time. I thought we were good to go on that front. Adam's on with us. Will's on with us. Let's start with Adam Knapp from Leaders for a Better Louisiana. Adam, let's go to you here. Tell me how this collaboration came together.
Hey, Brian, good to see you or hear you. Thanks for making this work out.
I'm trying. I got to toggle between you and Scott as soon as he calls back.
I've been a big fan of Legislator. It's kind of amazing, and what Scott said is right. It's a very well-attended event.
Yes.
That most of the state really feels like, and the political leadership are there every year. And from a guy who used to run a chamber of commerce, that you'd have people showing up on a Wednesday for a Friday chamber, lunch, political event. It was already this thing that had great momentum. And so we were just impressed and thought it'd be pretty neat to take up the call that Scott was putting out to look for events that could move in and be a part of it.
Will Green from LABI. Hindsight, once you see the announcement, Lobby's partnership here feels like a no-brainer, but Will get you involved.
Yeah, Brian. So, look, I think Scott's being a little humble talking about the event as a luncheon and an award show. I mean, and to piggyback a little bit on what Adam said, Legislator really is just a tremendous event, and it really was already so much more than a luncheon, and it really turned into a morning program, and it really kind of evolved into even the evening before. And I attended every year, and there was already conversations happening around dinner tables and around cocktail parties about, policy discussions and where do we go after session and what's everybody doing, looking at next year. And there was business leaders at the event. There were legislators at the event. And so when Scott approached Adam and I with this idea of the informal conversations are happening, why don't we just formalize them in really a 2.5 day event? It just, like you said, it just seems like a no-brainer. And so we're so excited to partner with Better Louisiana and to partner with the Southwest Louisiana Alliance and to really create an environment for not only businesses, but chambers and legislators and really leaders from all across the state to come in and and bring ideas together and continue the conversation about how we move Louisiana forward going into next year.
So the way it's going to break down is it looks like Wednesday, August 19th is going to be the LABI Policy Forum. Before we get back to Adam, let's stick with you here for a quick second, Will. Tell me about what the plan is there.
Yeah, so August is a good time to sort of bring everybody back together after we've had, a couple months off from session. The dust is settled. Legislation has either been signed or, as you know, Brian, legislation goes into effect one of three ways, right? It goes into effect either upon governor's signature or per the Constitution, it goes into effect August 1st, or sometimes, if legislation is specific, it'll go into effect, at some later date. But because the legislators in August, so many bills will have gone into effect just at the 1st of August. And so we thought, what a great opportunity to bring legislators together, to bring the administration together, and to sort of update everybody on what did pass, what didn't pass. And then it's always that time of the year where we as an organization, we start looking at our program of work, talking to coalitions like Better Louisiana and like the Southwest Louisiana Alliance. And we start thinking about, okay, where do we go from here? What's new, what's next? And especially, in an election year coming up, those conversations become even more important. And so we're going to look at insurance. We're going to look at expanding Louisiana's energy dominance, and we're going to look at a panel around strengthening cradle to career pathways and so on, workforce development. So we've got some great speakers lined up on those three topics, and we're going to put together a great panel to talk about legislation, what passed, what didn't pass, and then really have intentional conversations around where we go from here.
As Will Green from the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry, let's pivot over to Adam Knapp, back to Leaders for a Better Louisiana. Thursday, August 20th will be the Future Louisiana Conference, Ideas for Leadership. Give us the genesis of this, Adam, of that particular day.
Yeah, well, we kicked it off last year with an idea that we wanted to move beyond a kind of a traditional annual lunch and try to do something that pushed the state forward, much like all of us have been talking about, and brought in national thought leaders to help kind of spark conversations of things that are happening in other states that we wanted to consider how they might come to fruition here. So what we're going to do this year is, because the venue is so much better and bigger, it gives us a chance to have more kind of breakout tracks. And so we've been asking, Will and his team and Scott and his team and a lot of others about folks they've seen at conferences or events or they've heard speak elsewhere that we want to bring to Louisiana to share practices for community redevelopment, tools that other states use to kind of make their cities kind of spark and get rejuvenated, go deeper into things that we've seen in education and in workforce change that makes the state really have a more productive economy overall. And then we really want to have a track that goes deeper into what Will was touching on about how we see the energy industry continuing to thrive and grow and change, and hear expressly practices from elsewhere. And then what's best about Legislator really is the chance just to be in the hallways and talk about this with others. Really for us, because of this huge network of Leadership Louisiana alumni, 1,600 people have gone through Leadership Louisiana over the last nearly 40 years, and gives us a chance to bring leaders from across the state together and have them talking about this conversation in one place in Louisiana, which is exciting. So
I've had the opportunity to attend Legislator the last 2 years, and my take on it, Will really stole the words from my mouth. My take on Legislator is it's a look back, like the hallway talk, right? The individual conversations. Legislator is kind of the what did we miss during the last session? Washington Mardi Gras is the where are we headed? And then when we get close to the session, when Lobby has their annual meeting, that's the how do we get there part. We're the level of communication and networking and collaborating that these things create. I think broadening out Legislator, and Adam, I'm gonna drop you back on hold real quick so I can get Scott back in here. The broadening of these things to just put this energy in a bottle, man. Tell me a little bit, Scott, about bringing it all into Lake Charles because into Southwest Louisiana because, well, quite honestly, y'all have been hot lately.
Yeah, that's right. We do have a lot of great investment happening in we're growing. We've launched a new strategic plan, which really works on that to grow our region by 100,000 people by 2036, called Accelerate Southwest Louisiana, and it's out on our website. And you're right, the opportunity to really help drive this state forward, that's what attracted me to Louisiana. I moved here last year in 2025 from Indiana, where I'd been doing a combined job for economic development and Chamber of Commerce work. And I looked at this event, or we looked at this event with Michelle McGinnis, who's our VP in charge of legislator, and said, how do we grow this? How do we make this the event that people want to come to talk about where the state's heading? And so that's why I approached Will and Adam, was because I knew their organizations. That's what they're about too. And so it made a lot of sense for us to move forward with this partnership. And we're looking to grow it and bigger and better even next year.
The luncheon itself, I mean, are we looking at the same venue? Because that thing's about maxed out.
It is. And so we are in the same venue. That is one of our constraints. But yeah, so we're, jointly working on sponsorships that get people in the room, and we'll figure out the event moving forward, how to make it so that we can accommodate larger and larger crowds.
We are talking with Will Green, President and CEO of the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry. Adam Knapp heads up Leaders for a Better Louisiana, and Scott Walker heads up the Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance. Let's go back to Will real quick on the policy forum. And Will, when do you start putting together all the ideas? I mean, you talked at some generalities right there. Obviously, we're not expecting specifics just yet, but the evolution of this as we move towards it is going to look like what kind of timeline?
Yeah, so we got obviously the event is the 19th to the 21st. Our event specifically will be 2 to 5, and it'll follow kind of a welcome reception. But we've already got some speakers confirmed. We've got Representative Dickerson, who, as you know, filed some really, really good insurance reform legislation confirmed. We've got Representative Bamberg, who filed the CARE Act for us, confirmed. We've got Secretary Dustin Davison to talk insurance on that. Energy on that panel confirmed. Chairman Guyman confirmed. And so we have already put a lot of pieces of the puzzle together on our panel. I know, as Adam said, he's got an exciting agenda the next day that he's already got some great ideas, and he's asked Scott and I to collaborate and to put our heads together to put together an exciting agenda. And then Scott's just got such an amazing anchor event that Friday that you said is busting at the seams. And so while you ask a great question to Scott about that thing's busting at the seams, and so we can't put more tables in there, but to Scott's credit, he said we can add more days and more opportunities for people to get information and to come to more events. And so if you can't necessarily expand the luncheon, we can expand and offer more opportunities like this policy forum, like the Better Louisiana Day. And so that's what we've tried to do. And I think, again, this is just an incredible opportunity to have one of the most intentional, thought-provoking events in Louisiana that really will be a shot in the arm to this state, to the thought leaders. And like you said, it'll only build upon the lobby annual meeting. It'll only build upon Washington Mardi Gras, and especially as we move into an election year and into really what's going to be an important fiscal session next year.
Adam, do we have a quick preview of what the second day is, or because basically the same question I just asked Will is I know we have 10,000 foot ideas probably right now, but as that's being refined, do we know where it's headed?
Yeah, so we're having a keynote speaker, a woman named Margaret Spellings, who was George W. Bush's education secretary, who is the CEO of a group in D.C., a big policy organization now, in her next part of her career, coming in to be our keynote. I think what we really hope from their work, I mean, when you look at her organization, they're deep into the issues facing the nation, trying to find a way forward in a very difficult political environment, right? And so that's the exact kind of conversations that we've seen that work well in Louisiana. You and I have talked about this before, but some of the most impressive things that happen in the Louisiana legislature are when you can find common ground on something that really moves Louisiana forward. And I think that's what Scott was alluding to earlier is in the hallways at Legislator and in the hallways at DC Mardi Gras, those kind of conversations are really what are inspiring. And
yes,
we hope that this event can do that more.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can foster is having that conversation around specific topics that we can go deeper. So each of the breakout tracks, we're going to have folks coming in from different states like Mississippi and Indiana and Texas and beyond to share some of what they've done differently that we want to learn from. And Scott and Will have been great to bring recommendations of speakers we should try to bring in.
To drop Adam back on hold real quick to get Scott back in one more time. We're just about out of time. But Scott, same question for you going into that Friday, though. I mean, I love getting over to Legislator because, we don't often make it to the southwest corner of the state very much. And it's so eye-opening every time we're over there to see what y'all have going on. How much of Friday is going to be about that in particular? I mean, you talk where we're at with LNG. We're talking about what y'all are up to. It just, how much of the Friday, I mean, aside from the luncheon, is about like keeping focus right there.
Right. It kicks off in the morning with coffee and our energy partners talking about where they're heading. And so that'll be consistent. And we will, build into those sessions, this conversation about where we're heading as a region,
mm-hmm.
especially in that next energy phase and where we take or where we go from this growing economy that we have with billions and tens of billions of dollars of investment into what's the next phase for the 2030s? How do we actuate that? We just did a great kickoff yesterday of an investment at the Port of Benton, $270 million for Clara, which is a heavy rare earth settlements company. And so those are the types of opportunities we want to keep moving forward.
Only question still to be resolved is where am I setting up to do my show? I mean, we'll figure that one out later. In the meanwhile, Will, Adam, Scott, thank you all so much for a couple minutes this morning.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Adam. Thank you so much. We ran super duper long there, and I'm not the least bit worried about it because that was awesome stuff. Speaking of awesome stuff, how about the 50 best restaurants in North America coming to New Orleans? Oh, we're talking about this next. Is that her? Is that Faye? Okay. I thought I could get all three on at the same time. That was my fault. Yeah. Well, Adam said I can come in, and I'm like, no, I got you. So I drunkenly emailed Cade and Gordy and Michelle last night. We need to put a sales package together for this. This is the new Washington Mardi Gras.
Oh, that's
this
great.
Is Washington. Well, you remember how Michelle at the all-employee meeting was talking about Brian's Big Adventure 2.0? Yeah. This is a bigger revenue generator, and we'll see sponsorships from like Chenier and Brian Haldane, Woodside and all of. All right, I want to make sure.
That's great.
Oh, you know what fucking weirdo did, by the way?
Oh, no.
He had the microphones like parallel and then pointing up in the air. It doesn't. I mean, I have to move them to get them off camera, but like, it's just why do you have to be so weird? Stop touching things.
I feel like I'm talking to a kid. Stop touching things.
Right.
Stop.
I know. That's exactly my point. I feel like I'm talking to a child and not a 60-year-old man who has show dogs.
Yeah, right. Oh, he has show dogs.
Yeah.
Well, he should know. Like, come on. Oh, but he does incredible TV, Brian.
Well, you know, let's listen to things.
When he was wearing the dog and
I know.
did.
I know. Do you really have to have that shirt on?
You could have had an Eagle shirt on, or
If you're working part-time at PetSmart.
I know. And then they called him out. A radio producer for. I know. And it kept zooming in on the dog logo. God.
That last segment's what's featured today, by the way.
Okay.
As if you needed to be told that.
Already got you. And I'm gonna feature Rocco.
Where's my? I had sample questions. .739 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. We ran long in that last segment for obvious reasons. That was a big deal, and I need to waste no time in getting to our next guest. North America's 50 best restaurants coming to New Orleans. Let's talk about it. Faye, I hope I'm pronouncing this last name right. Huggett, director of community with 50. Good deal. Glad I nailed it right on the blocks. It joins us right now. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much. It's great to be talking to you, Brian. Hope you guys are doing well over there too.
We are doing well over here. So the 50 best restaurants. This is something that, like, in over here in Baton Rouge, we've got good food, but we're never going to be on this list. At least I don't think we are. New Orleans is world renowned for its food, and we always know that, but it's nice when other people say it too. Let's talk a little bit about the genesis of this. What brought? Well, let's start with this. What is the 50 best?
That is a great question. I mean, my first thing to say is there is no reason why Baton Rouge wouldn't be on the list, Brian. So the thing about the 50 best is that it is truly created by the people. So we are, created by North America's 50 Best Restaurants Academy. It is 300 independent leaders from across the region. And they are, chefs and restaurateurs and food critics and food connoisseurs and experienced travelers. And they give us a snapshot of what they thought was their best dining experience of the last year. Each of them are selected by an academy chair from across the 8 regions in North America. And, we really value their expert opinion. The great thing about the fact that there is no criteria and all we do is ask them what their best dining experience is is that truly anyone is eligible to be on North America's 50 Best Restaurants list.
Okay, so I mean, if there's no set criteria, it feels a little bit subjective. Does that? I mean, we're talking about when you talk about the overall experience, or we talk about that high end, only the best of the best, like only the I don't want to say elitist, but like only the you're not going to find a po' boy shop on this list.
Well, again, there is actually nothing stopping a po' boy shop from getting on that list. So, as you completely say, what constitutes the best is totally up to each voter to decide. Everyone's tastes are different. So is everyone's idea of what constitutes a great restaurant experience. That's why we put so much emphasis on the caliber and the credentials of those anonymous voters in our selection process. But, the quality of the food is going to be central to what they see as being the best, as is the service. But it could, for some people, be the style of both, or the surroundings, or the atmosphere, the social impact, or even the price level. They're more or less important for every individual. So what we see this is the ranking providing an annual snapshot of those opinions of those experts.
So coming to New Orleans, I believe the award ceremony will be May 28th. So
that's right.
Just a little bit less than a week from now in New Orleans. Why New Orleans? I'm asking you an obvious question, but why New Orleans?
Well, I mean, listen, we selected it as the host destination for the second edition of this restaurant list, really in recognition of its rich culinary heritage. It has a really strong cultural influence that, I don't need to tell you guys that they have a dynamic restaurant community. We're super delighted to bringing the awards to the city in collaboration with New Orleans and Company. I mean, we really feel like New Orleans and honestly, Louisiana has long played a significant role in defining the culinary identity of North America.
Mm-hmm.
You only have to look at last year's list that we created to kind of see that. We had Dakar, the incredible Place by Serene, was last year number 6 in the list, which is fantastic. And Emerald's, of course, showing up at number 30. So there's some really great places on there. We see the whole of North America as being, dynamic, genre defining, and really vast in influence. And honestly, I think New Orleans is really great at encapsulating that.
We're talking with Faye Huggett from 50 Best Restaurant, North America's 50 Best Restaurants. Okay, so if there's no set criteria, if there's no defining criteria, there is structure built into how y'all do this, though. Tell us about who is doing it and what they put into it individually.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, there's 300 independent voters. They are completely anonymous. They stay anonymous to the restaurants in which they are dining and also to one another. They are selected by an academy chair. That's the only publicly facing person. There's 8 of those that cover the North America region. And as I said, they are restaurateurs, media, they're experienced travelers, they're food connoisseurs, and they, are being asked what their best dining experience is. They get a number of votes to do that. Once they've done that, we then calibrate the list, and then you end up with your snapshot and your ranking for that year.
Got just a couple minutes left with you said everyone's anonymous, so you couldn't tell me if you were one of them, huh?
I can tell you that no one that is employed by 50 Best is a voter. I can tell you that.
Okay.
I can't tell you anything else.
What brought this whole thing together? Because it's such a unique idea to. I mean, I know there's Michelin guides, there's all kinds of handy dandy pointers and whatnot, but just to rank 50 or to have 50 as the the best of the best. What brought that together?
Yeah, I mean, we've been going for 24, nearly 25 years now as the world's 50 best restaurants. We were a publication called Restaurant Magazine out of the UK. And we decided that we wanted to take a moment to create a list of some places that people might want to check out if they were traveling around in the globe. That literally captured the imagination of people. And I think people really liked the fact that it didn't come with a set criteria or a set type of cuisine. It wasn't skewing to a certain type of, to your point, to fine dining or white tablecloth. Actually, this is truly, the opinion of a bunch of people, like a bunch of experts, but it makes it as, inclusive as we can make it. And as I said, that just took off. And since then, we've been really excited to have regional lists like North America's 50 Best Restaurants, which rather than looking at the whole world is really looking to shine a spotlight on a region that we think is culinarily very important. And we're super excited to kind of celebrate that with the rest of the community here in New Orleans.
What kind of impact does food tourism have? I mean, again, I'm being from South Louisiana, I feel like it's an obvious question, but what kind of impact does food tourism have on a community?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're definitely seeing this as a growth market, and I think the governments in across the world are actually finding that as well. When you get people that are excited about coming to find out about somewhere through their food, you end up with people that are coming in and economically supporting that city, which is super important. But moreover, they are curious, and they want to find out more about like what is gumbo, what is etouffee, what is a beignet, what is the best beignet I can get. I'm using kind of like stereotypes there, but I think people discovering the world through food is just such an incredible way of building connection, and coming away from somewhere having a deeper understanding of the community and how it works. And it's multi-layered. You have different communities within the city even, where each of them have got their own little culinary niche, and it's so exciting for people to be able to come and learn more, and of course spend their money in the city, which is great for everybody involved.
As far as the awards ceremony is concerned, is that open to everyone?
It's only open to invited guests.
Okay.
So all of the chefs on the list will be there, which is fantastic. We can't wait to celebrate with them. Currently, they don't know obviously where they are in the rankings, so They're all feeling super nervous. And then we'll be bringing in, some local industry people, and also media and, VIPs from across the world.
And can a restaurant make it more than once?
Yes, you can. So certainly on North America's 50 Best Restaurants, if you're number one year, you can be number one the next year.
Okay. Very, very good stuff. Last one before we get you out of here, talking with Faye Huggett from North America's 50 Best Restaurants. The 2026 edition is coming out on May 28th. Faye, where can folks go to get the list once it's out there?
Yeah, we would love for you to, watch the event on the live stream. So if you look up North America's 50 Best Restaurants, you will be able to find the link to our live stream on our socials. We also have that link as well. So although you can't be in the room, you can find out along with everybody else live what's going on. And then, of course, follow us on our socials, look up on our website. The list will be published there the minute that we announce it in the room. So you'll be, finding out as quickly as everybody else who is number one in North America.
And then go ahead and immediately make your reservations after that, for sure.
Absolutely. Those places are going to get super hard to get into very, very quickly. So work fast.
She's Faye Huggett. It's North America's 50 Best Restaurants 2026 edition coming out next week. Faye, I appreciate a couple minutes this morning. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing everyone in New Orleans next week.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I'll be there on the front end of the week, not the back end of the week, but I'll be on the live stream for sure. We're looking forward to that live stream for sure. All right, we're coming up on 750 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP, which means we're going to check your money now. On the back end of that, we will check traffic and continue right after the break. That was a 5-minute interview. I turned into 10 minutes. That I probably could have scheduled that for a smaller segment. Yeah.
Try it, please.
Yeah, when Michelle mentioned a new revenue driver at the all employee at the quarterly meeting, and then this fell in my lap. I'm like, this. I mean, I could easily sell.
We can get.
This could be like $8,000 worth, probably.
Oh gosh.
Maybe.
You just had one sponsor, right, for Brian's Big Adventure, and it was Miller's.
When Louisiana Travel Association.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like there was one more.
It was.
But it was
mainly a social push. Yeah.
It was very low rent as far as the sponsorship level was very low buy-in.
Right.
So. And I might have a destination for that as well.
You were kind of. I picked up what you were spitting out.
What do you mean?
With the
Yeah. My home screen for my phone is the Brian's Big Adventure.
Oh, look at that. See, we need to be doing more endorsements, meeting us where we are so we can relate to the listeners. For example, there's no reason on earth that Brittany Rose shouldn't be endorsing some sort of maternity thing right now. Own the moment. Brian's Big Adventure. Like, I have 3 boys. I should have an entertainment like a Sky Zone or a. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? And they know that, and they have before.
It's a hard sell. It's a harder sell than you'd think. From our end, it sounds like a match, but from their end, it's like, if you go to a place that doesn't have a marketing budget to begin with, but she's got 3 boys, and I'm like, why do I care?
Yeah.
Why, okay, that's.
Like, I have Hood Dental. Like, they move some money around to give me a Hood Dental, which is great. So I'm going to do some content with my boys, and,
Mm-hmm. Cuts 13, 14, and 15 here.
I figured it out already. Yep. I hate how it just ends like that, like it's starring.
Yeah. Tis the calm before the storm. Thank you to all the guests who have already popped on the show today, but it is the calm before the storm.
I heard a door here at Guarantee. Like, I heard the door downstairs. I don't know where he's at.
So, no, normally he's not in here until right after 8 o'clock.
I swore when that door
Rocco's
slammed.
coming up next hour. No, I know, but it's almost 8. This is when most of the employees are getting here anyway. They'll get here for 8 o'clock. Most of most of the folks in the building. But I'm bracing myself. I know what we're having, by the way.
Oh, what are we having?
Hang on.
I'm thinking roast beef po' boy.
Steak fajita po' boy.
Oh,
with peppers and pepper jack cheese.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's always good. I love when he gets creative like that. And of course,
I do too.
Beef Industry Council bringing you another grilling season full of Foodie Fridays. So we're waiting on Rocco from Rocco's New Orleans Style Po' Boys. That'll be next hour. First, I got to tell you about Guarantee Health Solutions. Learn more at guaranteehealth.com. Bridging the gap between healthcare and hospitality. They got themselves a 4-key pillar approach: build, attract, deliver, and measure. Build is the number one, though, and it's number one for a reason. Designing an infrastructure that removes friction across your digital front door, access points, and patient pathways. This starts completely with your relationship with your patients. If you work in the medical field, if you work in a doctor's office, a dentist's office, urgent care, a specialty care office, whatever the case might be, start by building that bedside manner, building that relationship you have with your existing patients, and then it just grows from there. If you want to learn more about marketing your medical office, visit guaranteehealth.com. One more quick news item before we completely lose control. And that is talking about hitting the highway for Memorial Day weekend. Back in our first hour, we talked about motorcycle awareness with Scotty Drake. Let's talk gas prices for just a little bit. As high as they are, yesterday we were talking with Jim Ryan from ABC News. As high as gas prices are, it doesn't seem to be a deterrent for folks that are going to be traveling by car to a destination that's 50 miles or more away from home. AAA's Don Redmond says, a little pain at the pump, not keeping people from having a good time this weekend.
I still think it's early enough, the sticker shock, that it hasn't really influenced changing plans for Memorial Day.
Is it? I don't know.
I know I'm not going anywhere.
Same.
No.
AAA projects 3.6 million Americans will travel by air this weekend. I thought that number was higher. I think it's closer to 6 million nationwide, which is a slight increase over last year. Redmond says a popular destination for Louisiana residents, believe it or not, going all the way up to Alaska.
One of the popular destinations, for example, for AAA members in Louisiana is flying to Seattle or Vancouver and catching the Alaskan cruises. It's very popular starting now.
Okay. I guess. I thought Orange Beach.
I would think
Disney,
Orlando, Disney, yeah.
Disney.
Destin.
The Redneck Riviera. That's where we all go.
Yeah.
It's, the Gulf
Why
Shores.
Alaska?
I don't know. It seems very, very niche.
Yeah.
Very, very niche. In the meanwhile, Redmond says if gas prices remain high, it's going to cut into the family budget, and that could lead to some adjustments to upcoming summer vacations.
The 5-day vacation now may become 4 days. They're trying to cut back and maybe save some of the money on the hotel room, or they're looking for discounted hotels, or they won't travel as far. I think the state parks are going to get a big workout for the summer.
Which would be great. And if you're not looking at staying in Louisiana for a state park, you can visit flybtr.com to get out of the state. Flybtr.com, the Baton Rouge Metro Airport's website, if you wanted to check them out. Direct flight daily to Washington, D.C., which would be a great getaway, by the way. I mean, you want to talk 3 days in our nation's capital over a holiday where you can visit all the monuments, see all the things, do all the tours, and come back home for Tuesday? Yeah, absolutely. Flies out 6 a.m., comes back home the same evening, or if you wanted to stay overnight, they'll have another one tomorrow. Learn more at flybtr.com. Don't forget, it's not too soon to start mapping out your football season as well. Traveling with the Tigers at flybtr.com. Hour 3 is up next.
Did you have, or should I ask, do you have a road mic, like the ones that I clip on for Texas Club? Because that would be cool. Like if you can clip you and Christy for Brian's big intro, And like,
Yeah, I have one.
You did that. You were talking on camera and all that.
Yeah, but nobody was mic'd. And when I lost my TikTok, I lost half the content. When I had to start my new TikTok, I know. I lost the good stuff too. The hike, the good stuff was on the hike.
Oh,
where
wait. Yeah, because you video Christy and the kids going.
No,
yeah.
It's the good.
Son of a bitch.
I know.
I saw the video with you grilling.
Yeah.
Like I'm throwing it down.
Well, and that's why if we do this again, I want to get Goodwood Hardware to sponsor it, and just their sponsor would be just give me a Blackstone.
Yeah, and let me cook on it.
Right.
Video. Yeah.
And then the Blackstone will be my talent for the whole thing.
Yeah. Instead of just paying me talent, just do that. There you go. Remember how Christy got you that one and you were like, you wish it was bigger? There you go.
Yeah.
I'll buy you old one, bro.
No, I'll keep both. The 17-inch one I can bring out to Terra Pool.
Yeah. Well, I'll buy a bus of meat, make you throw it on there.
Ooh. Let me get up and walk around for a minute. Shit. Oh, let me move the table.
Where is Rocco? Normally he's here right now.
How long do I have?
We're not even in Bloomberg yet. Hey, Kim. Good morning. Kim, Rocco's in the house today. Alan, you gross pig. I'm kidding. Yeah.
I think they're up here.
Let's sing, Brian.
Here we go. 8:06. Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 3 coming your way right now. Brian here with you, Bree Lynn producing.
And Rocco somewhere.
Not in the parking lot yet. So, hour 3 is coming your way right now. Broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studio. 180 Pros, not your IT provider, your IT partner. I actually had lunch with Jacob from 180 Pros yesterday. In fact, let me go ahead and tell you about the folks over at 180 Pros. One of my favorite things about like getting to sit down and break bread with them is picking their brain a little bit about where business is headed right now. And it seems that in the medical field, everybody's all about 180 pros. And when you think about it, when you think about managing your network, I mean, where is information any more vital than right there? Well, that's what they're doing. And that's where they're protecting when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to making sure your network remains up and running. If you're in the medical field, your network is susceptible to intrusion. You need to nip that in the bud. That's what 180 Pros does when it comes to the cybersecurity. Also, if you're exploring more about where AI is headed in your particular field, give them a call, 330-2200, 330-2200. Talk with them about utilization of AI and how to incorporate it into your business. Learn more at 180pros.com. All right, time for This Day in History. Let's roll. What you got, Braylon?
All right, going back to 1906, the Wright brothers received a U.S. patent for their flying machine that we know today as.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they get the patent on that thing today?
Yeah. Yep.
All
1906. Right. Gosh, it's hard to believe that way back when we can create big old things like we have today.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Jumping ahead to 1992, because we're light today, believe it or not. Johnny Carson hosted his final episode of The Tonight Show.
Yes, he did. Which now I realize Stephen Colbert's last episode is going to be tonight, right?
Yes. Ain't that crazy?
Did he do that on purpose to put it on Johnny's anniversary?
Now I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering. And David Letterman, his last day yesterday.
Was it?
I think so, because we talked about it this week. It's kind of crazy.
Well, no, we talked about how Colbert took over after Letterman.
That's it. And CBS Radio ends tonight. That's
yes,
just
it does.
crazy.
I know. Hey, this day in 1939, Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini signed the Pact of Steel, a full military and political alliance between the two countries. So,
whoa,
yeah, that's where the Axis powers got started right there. When I love that this day in history site says Adolf Hitler of Germany.
Of Germany.
It's like if there's another Adolf Hitler out there,
right?
Adolf Hitler
of Germany
from Des Moines. No other Adolf Hitler. Benito Mussolini of Italy, as opposed to the Benito Mussolini in Houston, Texas. No, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini signed their pact today. This day in 1942, Mexico got in World War II.
What?
Seriously.
Wait, Mexico was in World War II?
Mexico entered World War II by declaring war on Germany, Italy, and Japan.
Wait, what?
This is dead serious. I'm dead serious.
They
this
never
happened.
told me that in school.
Same. I had no idea Mexico had a role. I had no idea Mexico had a role in World War II. And then I started going down the rabbit hole with it. Sure enough,
do tell.
The History Channel's got a great thing about Mexico's surprising role in World War II. So you had
butthurt that I didn't know about this.
Well, you had an elite air squadron known as the Aztec Eagles, flew dozens of missions alongside the U.S. Army Air Force during the liberation of the Philippines in 1945.
What? I'm mind blown right now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I just have to sit with that for a minute because they sure as hell didn't teach us that in school.
No,
but they taught us about Adolf Hitler.
Right, of Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In 2011, it was unfortunate. Oh, gosh, this was so sad. An EF5 tornado struck Joplin, Missouri, killing 158 people. God, that was so tragic.
Saw that documentary.
Yeah. And they just graduated high school. Like everybody's leaving to go to dinner, lunch, and then, All right. In 1998, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. The Lewinsky scandal, a federal judge rules that the U.S. Secret Service agents can be compelled to testify before a grand jury involving, President Bill Clinton.
Awesome.
Let's see. All right. Birthdays. Who else? Who you got for birthdays, Brian?
I have Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Okay.
He was born on this day in 1859. I have Ted Kaczynski.
Okay.
Was born on this day in 1942.
I don't have anybody notable enough for birthdays. And believe it or not, I don't have anybody notable for deaths that anybody would know. Do you have any deaths?
Also Laurence Olivier. That was his birthday. Oh, and Novak Djokovic. It's his birthday. Former boxer Rocky Graziano
Okay.
died on this day in 1990. Golly, that's
He passed in 1990.
Yeah.
I felt like he lived
not
way
Ro-
longer
not
than
Rocky
that.
Marciano, Rocky Graziano.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, and that was all I had on the death front.
Well, today is National Stars Day.
Stars Day. Okay.
I say, all right, well, why not?
All right. That'll work. 812 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Hey, for 115 years, ExxonMobil has been doing business in Louisiana. I think it's pretty safe to say they've been a pretty steady employer. They've taken care of us right here in Baton Rouge. Well, where's the future headed with ExxonMobil? Part of the future involves carbon capture and sequestration. Working in partnership with local leaders, stakeholders, landowners, first responders, ExxonMobil has set the standard for prioritizing safety in the past and will continue to do so as well. Picking up new things like carbon capture, adding that to the mix is a big part of their plans. Now, they're not walking away from gas and oil, right? They're not walking away from who they are. It's who they are and who they always will be, have been and will be. But CCS will be added to the mix, and that's part of what's next. If you want to learn more, visit aboutlaccs.com, aboutlaccs.com.
Rocco!
Yeah, I don't know what.
What the hell, Rocco? He's normally here at like 7:30. Jambalaya! There he is! Rocco!
Miles of decadence. Close the song. Close the show with that song.
Okay.
Give me 3 minutes. I'm going to sing.
What
That's
is
it.
Rocco?
That's it. Thank you.
Like, what was
It's
it
by
called?
Temple of the Dog. It's called Hunger Strike. You ever heard that song? But I can't feed on the powerless when my cup's already overfilled. I bet you know it was a classically
Temple
trained
of
actor.
the Dog.
So it was Soundgarden and Pearl Jam.
Soundgarden, Brian.
Yeah. What you know? Black hole sun, won't you come?
Chris Cobain died this week. He
Yeah.
died Monday, or Wednesday in history. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you die. You pussied out.
Anniversary of his
You
death.
shot yourself.
Kurt Cobain.
That's
Kurt Cobain, yes.
who am I thinking of?
Kurt Cobain.
Who died? Who's Chris?
Lead
What
singer,
I said.
Lead singer of what?
Soundgarden Audio Slave.
Bro, you completely stole my thunder. You see, porque yo hablo español muy bueno y estudio España.
Huh?
Yo sabe México cuando World War II fought in the war, bro. I knew that. That's why I'm making it.
I never knew that Mexico fought in the war.
That's why I'm making
You had
it.
no idea Mexico fought in World War II. You had no idea that Mexico fought in
Bro.
World War II. I'm just telling you, you had no idea
Let me tell you something,
that
Haldane.
Mexico fought in World War II. You pretend all you want.
Let me tell you something, Brian. That war was specifically against protecting the Western Hemisphere. Are they part of it?
Do what?
The Latinos.
Yes.
Why
Yes.
wouldn't they fight in the war? You completely stealing my thunder.
Did
Instead
Canada?
of barbecuing like everybody does on Memorial Day, I'm doing this in honor a steak, fajita, po' boy
Uh-huh.
with sausage and peppers. No sausage,
No sausage.
just the peppers.
Peppers.
But let me just show you. I didn't just do bell peppers and just white onions and yellow onions like they do.
Onions.
Look at that. Wait a
Oh
minute.
my word! You got jalapenos. You brought pickles and lettuce to go along
Okay.
with. A little tomato as well.
And look, 2 cheeses.
2 cheeses.
You got it at Pepper Jack
Uh-huh.
and you got it at Cheddar. I bought 2 for you.
That's awesome.
Why not 3?
I don't. Why?
Because I do have 3. I got extra pepper jack.
Awesome stuff. It is.
Then you got to do any promotional stuff before I get going, baby, because I'm ready to roll.
One bath at closets.com, onebathatclosets.com. 30 plus years in the business. David Duvall knows what the heck he's doing. Christy and I last year decided we needed to re-up our bathroom. So we called onebathatclosets.com. We called 400-8005, got David out to the house, and have been nothing but pleased with the results. So if you're, I need one of those. If your bathroom needs an upgrade, if your closets need an upgrade, onebathatclosets.com. All right, it is officially time for, is that an energy drink or a THC drink?
That's that THC.
THC?
No.
Or Alani.
Alani, please.
No, get Brian the THC.
No. Es muy importante tú tomar aquí, porque tú eres muy
I don't
loco.
speak Spanish.
Sí, tú hablas español.
Sí.
You stole my thunder with the Mexicans in World War II. Dude.
He had
That's
no clue.
Barbecuing instead of barbecuing. That's why we're doing the steak fajita.
Come on.
Smells so
Plus,
good.
Cinco de Mayo is this month as well. Now,
Yes.
we already passed it,
Right.
but, my brother, think about this.
Yeah.
The fajita, but on New Orleans Lineheimer fresh French bread.
That
Just
sounds
delivered.
pretty damn good.
They just dropped it.
Smell
it.
Yeah, it just smells amazing.
And when the Italians,
It smells amazing.
Us, what we do. Here you go, brother.
Thank you.
A little, please. I mean,
Well,
the show's going a little slow today.
I know.
There's nobody's car in the parking lot. Everybody's gone.
Hell no.
How
Nobody's showing up
how
today.
did you draw? I mean, look, my man Haldane, I gave you some credit. When I see him in adoration Saturday morning,
He's sleeping during adoration.
But I keep him. You're not supposed to talk in there, but I talk.
That's why he sleeps.
I talk to keep him away, and I'm literally nodding out. And the other time we was in there, you want a zippy pill? And he's like, what the hell's a zippy pill? Well, I got really bad ADHD. I don't know if you can tell that.
What?
Yeah.
Had no clue.
And so I took medication for years, and I decided, you know what? I'm not going to take the medication.
No.
And so I quit taking it about 2 years ago. Hence the 15, Alanis per day.
I love it.
These pills. Now, let me tell you about the Orientals. Okay.
The Orientals.
Here's the deal. Chinese medicine, herbal medicine, around 10,000 years. Dry needling, 10,000 years. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point?
What's
the point? You're on the
Yeah,
train.
what is the point?
You're not even. He's just the green tree extract.
Yes.
Pills that I give you.
Green tea.
Green tree.
Green tree. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me tell you something about this. They are beautiful. They, tell me if I'm lying, because I've given you so many. Like one day I gave him one. What did you say? But I needed that. I feel it immediately. Did you not say that?
No, I did.
Don't lie. You was in adoration.
I did.
So see, that's how I keep the ADHD flatline.
I love it.
And I talk excessively. And my mind is constantly going. It never stops. It's never off from the time I get up to the time I go down. You know why?
What?
I don't give the devil a chance to run in my head.
And there we go.
That's why I do it.
You hide behind a green tree.
Okay, so the green trees,
tea.
that's my point. I mean, they know what they're doing, the Chinese and the Orientals and the Indonesians
I don't think that's the preferred nomenclature of the day.
What's the vernacular? What
Asian.
you want me?
We'll say Asian.
I had somebody, I met him and I told him, I said, man, what are you like? Like China, He said, no, I'm Oriental. He was Asian.
Yes.
He told me to call him Oriental.
Are we offending
Why
people?
are so people hung up on vernacular that's not offensive?
Yeah,
How
but
is
I
that
think-
offensive?
But I think we offend people.
How?
Rocco,
How
when
is
we
that
call them
offensive?
Orientals.
The Oriental Express.
Yeah. So Orient Express.
We're going to change the name?
It's the Orient Express.
We're going
not
to change the name.
Our Oriental
No,
trading.
it's the Orient Express.
People need to quit being so soft, man.
Okay.
Don't let things hurt you. Look, if somebody has a problem and you encounter somebody and they ugly to you, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's them. It's them. And so because of things like that, if I say stuff, mind you, this here is merely an exhibition. There is no wagering. But we say some stuff in jest. But we living by the cross. And people who get offended at little stuff need to really pass
Are you
that
talking about?
stage in their
What are you?
life and move on, which circles back to why I'm doing this today.
We need to get to our open. We never played our open yet.
Open?
We'll do that after news. It's technically the open runs at 8:35. We make extra room for Rocco on the front end.
I love it.
You want to close the book on me?
Do what?
You want to close the book?
I don't want to close up. No.
Look,
Never.
I enjoyed thoroughly your tape recorded interviews. He was over here sleeping when I walked in, people, because he's taping everything. He's running these tape delayed deals. But
if you have access to a
Scott
guy
Davis
who's talked,
bro.
If
bro.
you have access to Scott Davis,
He was heavy.
Yeah,
he was heavy.
Talking to the living Marines today.
Absolutely.
They were in World War II. They were in the Pacific Theater.
With Adolf Hitler.
I got
Germany.
stories for you. You want stories?
Let's go. I
got one.
Okay, go for it.
How long do I have?
You have 6.5 minutes.
6.5. Oh, brother.
Well,
so
I'm
as
on the
most
clock.
of us, my dad was in the Army. My father, my papa, Papa Jacob was his name. He had a twin brother, Vincenzo. He fought in the Battle of Iwo Jima, dude.
Really?
Yeah. And then also he was in the Mariana Islands, which is really should be pronounced vernacularly the way it's spelled. Mariana.
Right.
Was my daughter's name. My daughter's name's Mariana.
I know. Named after the islands.
So he had a scapula, gold scapula, that he wore when he was on the beaches fighting. He survived. Okay. In the story that the gentleman told about the man who got his intestines taken out.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Lived to be 101.
I never understood how my papa was such a peaceful man after the stuff he went through at 18 years of age.
Yeah.
But he was so peaceful.
Yeah.
And I figured it out. In order to be peaceful, you have to be capable of great violence as well, or you're just simply harmless. And all those men were in that situation where they had to do what they had to do. And as a result of it, they had to go through some transgressions in their life to accept it for what it was. Think of you and I at 18, bro. What were we doing?
18 years old, was graduating high school.
19.
What I was
we had LSU.
I was getting fat going to Rocco's Po' Boys on campus. What I was doing.
We had beat the clock at sports on a Friday.
Yep.
Hitting Fred's for the Sunset Club. That's what we were doing.
Right.
These guys were fighting for all of humanity.
Yes.
More importantly, to save freedom.
Yes.
So we can live as we live today. Don't ever forget that, people. The sacrifices these made men. Most of us, all of us had relatives. All of us had grandparents. That was the greatest generation.
Yes.
And they feared not. They feared God, but they wanted to give us all the opportunity to continue to live the way we live in now. And when you see all this transgression, you see all these people arguing about the little minute things, the black congressional district, everything that's going on. Oh, they prevent black. Come on, man. Come on. It's time to stop. Gerrymandering districts is not acceptable, period. Okay? And they gerrymandered the district.
You gerrymandered a story. How'd you get there?
Because the point being is that everybody has to understand we in the same vessel, brother.
Yes.
We in the same boat. The only way we get to the other side is together. Together. Bridge the gap, man. What a great time to do it this weekend. You're going to be with your family. You're going to be barbecuing. You're going to be having a good time. Talk amongst yourselves and say, really, what's this day about? It ain't about getting drunk and barbecuing. It's about the men and women that gave everything for us.
Yes.
So we can have the day off Monday.
Yes.
And sit around barbecuing.
And save 15% on a mattress.
Absolutely. So the scapula I wanted to tell you about.
The gold scapula that was in Iwo Jima.
Yeah. So I wore it all the way until my children were born. Roman liked it. Okay. And I decided I was going to give it to him when he was old enough not to lose it. Because it's very important to me. The Archbishop of Toronto blessed it.
Okay.
Christmas Eve of 2003 when my bride and we were over there for a honeymoon. Okay, so it's got some power to it. And I went through some spiritual warfare with him, brother, like everybody does with children. You probably went through it with little Kerrigan. She was probably
been good.
Well, but I mean, you know, when they get to that senior year, they start testing the boundaries. They want to, you know. Mariana, same way. They come from the same fold. They got great moms, you know. We don't have anything to do with it, but other than the contribution of our good looks.
Well,
take your hat off, my friend. Wait, you don't have a hat on. Anyway, so the point being, brother, you know, at the end of the day, when I look, it is a point. I always circle back.
Yes, you do.
I always circle back. The point being that even the Latinos were part of winning that war. And today we give homage to our hombres.
Yes.
And Cinco de Mayo.
And Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, Cinco de Mayo.
Well,
because they spell it Mayo.
They do.
And look, I've got the sausage, the peppers, and it is actually carne asada. You know what carne asada is?
What?
It's just basically like skirt steak.
Yeah.
Real trimmed up.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I thought you were giving like a seasoning explanation on that.
No, I ain't gonna tell you what we put in it. That's gonna come later.
As part of Foodie Friday, though.
Yes, and we're doing it on our fresh French bread. And I'm gonna give you, like I said, choice of 2 cheeses. I brought the jalapenos in case you like it hot.
Love them.
There you go.
Love
so,
them.
With that being said, brother, if you have anything further you'd like to go over with me, let me know. Because let me tell you something.
What?
You're dealing with a guy right here, dude. See the Lululemon shirt?
Yeah.
I dress tight, boy.
See the what?
The Lululemons.
That's a Lululemon.
Lululemons.
What's that, like
Look
90
at the
bucks?
pipes. Look at the pipes.
Bro.
Look at the pipes.
You
don't
really,
stand up.
You really want to
sit down. Look at the pipes. Sit down. Sit down. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. Sit down. You're getting old. You're gonna hurt yourself. And so, anyway, we're gonna start this today as our po' boy of the week.
Okay.
Now we are closed Monday.
Sure.
We give our people off for all the holidays that are meaningful, and this is a very meaningful one. And so is the 4th of July, and so is Labor Day. Because really, nobody should labor on Labor Day.
Correct.
So, with that being said, we'll be closed Monday, but we're gonna kick it off today, and it's gonna run through next week.
Okay.
And I want to thank everybody out there that had patronized us during Lent. It was one of the most successful Lents we had in the last 5 years.
Really?
Yes. And announcement. For the 3rd year in a row, guess who won the best po' boy in Baton Rouge?
Hopefully, y'all.
I am the self-proclaimed king of po' boys, my people.
You don't. No.
However,
no, you're not. No,
it
you're
is validated often. The cream always rises to the top.
You are not self-proclaimed. You've been proclaimed by many.
Well,
proclaimed by many as the king of po' boys.
I'm also the foot soldier, Lord protector of the ministry and defender of the faith.
Yes.
With that being said, are you ready
to
fill your gullet?
Yes.
Are you ready to
We're going to
eat?
do that in our next segment.
Are you hungry?
Well, I'm starving.
You know,
absolutely starving.
Britt and I want to tell you at this point, we took the THC beverage, poured it in the Alani, and poured the Alani out. So you actually drank
he's
half
drinking
of the
THC.
That's why you got mellow really quick.
Okay.
Can you
He might fall asleep. How he does in adoration. He might fall asleep.
He sleeps a lot, but your mama, look, Bree, I got to give a man credit. He's putting milk in the drink and stirring it with cream. I mean, my man's got it. Look, but you know, he always shows up.
Hang on. Stop right there. We'll
with
pick
a
you back up.
glass
Here's
half
news.
full, never half empty.
No, you don't even know what happened last week when you saw me in adoration. Friday night. I did both baseball and softball last week.
Oh,
nobody fucking showed up.
Oh, bro.
And Kristen was out of town, so I wasn't either.
Let me tell you, dude. Talk to Scone. He has some information. Remember the information?
All right, 836 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. It is time for Foodie Friday, presented by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. Fajita po' boy. Steak. Fajita po' boy. Rocco's in the house. How are you, brother?
Okay, first of all, tongs in hand. You need to cut that because you ain't doing no cooking. What's that supposed to be about? Ladies out, listeners out there, he tongs in
you
it.
don't see
this
me
guy
on the
can't
weekends.
even make
You
a
don't-
jambalaya.
No, I won't make a jambalaya.
Because you
It's not-
can't.
No, I can.
Can you make a gumbo?
jambalaya. I can make a gumbo.
What's a mirepoix?
What's a what?
Mirepoix.
I don't know. Start with the roux.
If you're from Louisiana, you should know what a mirepoix is.
I don't know what a mirepoix is.
But you figure it out. What's the
Okay.
Trinity?
Well, the Trinity is your basic ingredients. It's your first three.
Well, are they?
It's your celery, your onions, and your peppers.
You see where your mind's at? I'm talking about the Holy Spirit, man. The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's the Trinity.
No, you said the Trinity, not the Holy Trinity.
That's the Trinity.
No.
That's the Tridanium, man.
That's I think you're trying to say Triduum, and that's Holy Thursday through Saturday.
Look, man, quit acting like you like all holy and you know all
I'm not
this stuff.
holy. I'm not. Who's acting?
I'm
not trying to do anything.
I like you said who's acting because you are holy, my brother. You got it in you.
I'm
I
no.
see the
I'm not-
light. It's flickering, especially when the Holy Spirit sees you sleeping in adoration. But anyway, I digress. So, with that being said, Mr. Haldane, what do we put on our po' boys? We're going to go with a standard dress. We're going to give you the options of two different cheeses. We're going to give you the pepper jack and also the cheddar. So I'm going to make both.
Okay.
And I also bought jalapenos. So I'm gonna. Do you like jalapenos, baby? What the heck's you?
I
want?
do.
Okay, so
You're
I'm
not on
gonna
a
put
microphone right
jalapenos-
now.
Say that over here. Do you like them?
I love them.
She love them. She love them.
All right.
Hola, ¿qué tal, mi amor? ¿Cómo estás? Te quiero, te amo, te adoro. Rocco cocina muy bueno. Okay.
I don't speak Spanish.
Mi comida está muy, muy
And
buena.
neither is like more than.
Hey, did
half
you
the
know?
audio.
Did you know? I told you this before. That I used to be a little heavier than that. I fast. You know, my shadow one time.
Wait, what?
My shadow killed the small dog.
Wait, what? He's talking about a shadow?
See, he used to be so fat, his shadow
The
killed the
shadow
small dog.
killed the small dog. Look, Brett, before you came on the show when my transition began, because I'm stout right now, man. I'm looking good. The Roman Centurion. My armor's all shiny. I'm glistening. It's dinked, it's scratched, because we all battle daily at the cross. But I'm glistening. Anyway, my point was going to be.
The Romans killed Jesus. I don't know how you.
Hey, hold on a
That's
second.
morbid.
I told you last time on the show.
You can't say you.
We
I'm
as
the Roman
Catholics-
centurion. I'm battling for the cross.
Do you know who the greatest Roman centurion was? Who went? Surely that man must be the Son of God.
Yeah.
Lazarus.
That wasn't Lazarus.
What was his name?
I don't remember his name.
Come on.
I don't remember. It wasn't Lazarus though.
Huh?
Lazarus was the one who died. Jesus
I know
brought
his
him
name.
back.
Peter.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Peter. I know his name.
You
But
made
that
you made me
man,
Google this.
that man was chased his entire life until he was found by the same soldiers that he fought, the same soldiers that were at the crucifixion that he led.
Saint Longinus.
He led into battle countless times, man. And he had the courage to say and realize and recognize that that man on the cross was truly Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know when he was found by the soldiers, you know what they said?
What?
Hey, bro. Hey, he fed them dinner. And they said, hey, bro, you know what? We know who you are.
I
And he
remember
goes-
reading "Hey, bro" in the Bible.
Yeah,
by
they
the
went
way.
over to him.
It's a direct quote.
And look, they didn't know who he was.
Uh-huh.
He said, I'm Lazarus.
Not Lazarus.
Longitis. And he
No,
says to him, I'm the guy you're looking for.
Uh-huh.
And he said, brother, we've been many battles with you, and we stood toe to toe with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tell Pilate that we've never met you. We've never seen you. We don't know. We never know where you are. And he said, no, I don't want you to do that. I am just like Paul wrote in one of his greatest writings, 4:1-3 Philippians. What does it say? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Okay.
What is that really about, bro? It's about standing with the man.
I've got
Standing with the man.
I've got a couple questions for you.
So the point being,
how did the Roman soldier who pierced Jesus' side read anything by St. Paul?
He did.
Okay.
Go back and read the Bible.
You got timeline issues, my brother.
Well, I mean, you're stepping on my toes right now, and you're crunching my timeline as I make this po' boy.
Really not trying to.
So
just
with that
trying to
being
make
said,
sense.
There is no sense of making sense. If you wanted sense, go work a cash register. Okay? Did you get that?
That's a good line.
Did you get it?
It's a good line.
You like it?
I do.
Huh? I got plenty more. You want me to stay on extra? Standard dress. Standard dress.
So I'm curious about standard dress because you've got a completely different flavor profile here. I would go standard dress, but you got to subtract the pickle to add the jalapeno, don't you? Or do you have too much pickled flavor in there because the jalapenos themselves are pickled?
Say that again.
With your standard dress, your lettuce.
No, the pickled part.
Would you
They
replace
both
your pickles?
pickle, so therefore they work off of each other in flavor profiles.
Okay.
One's hot, one's tart,
right?
But they're both still pickled,
right?
So they came from the same category. Therefore, the flavors blend and mesh well.
Okay. You have my full trust. That's fine. I just ask questions along. Yes, but I ask questions
I don't
along
trust
the way
you as far as I can
because
throw you.
Well, I wouldn't recommend throwing me. I ask questions along the way because the whole purpose of Foodie Friday is to get better at everyone's foodie game in their own kitchen on their own grill.
Is that what
when
you're
they're
doing?
making? Yes, that's the whole point.
That's why the
Louisiana Beef Industry Council signs up every year. beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Go grab some recipes at beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
I like beef.
Well, it's got a whole tray of it right here.
That that Inverness and then Mathern's Market, by the way, has some very good meat prices. One of your advertiser reads.
Yes, Mathern's.
Yes,
oh my goodness gracious!
do.
Yes, over specifically the Kenilworth location.
Some of the places that you would expect to be like Costco, their meat prices is outrageous.
They really are
outrageous.
Yeah,
I mean it really is. Now, I mean anything else you get from them is next to nothing. Sure. You know, I mean that's the truth. But their meat prices are very high. But some of the places like them, and just small, like Calvinsville College, just small places like that have very, very good calandros. One of you guys, I listen to Calandro on Scone Show all the time when he comes in and talks about the different alcohols that are going on special.
Their Whiskey Wednesdays?
Oh, man. Yeah. But not only that, no, he talked about everything. He talked about, last time he talked about some bourbons, he talked about some tequilas, he talked about THC drinks, he talked about a whole gambit of stuff. He's very, very, very knowledgeable. The Calandro guy. I really enjoy listening to him. All right, so this one here is going to have the pepper jack on it.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I'm not going to put jalapenos on this one.
Okay.
Okay, but we don't have a plate, but I do have this.
Oh wait,
this nice tray. No, this is good enough.
No, the plate's outside.
You don't have to go.
I'll go get the plate.
He's giving me access by myself. Are we on air right now? Oh my goodness! I cannot believe he did that.
Because you gave him the drink with THC in it. That's why.
Yeah, he's high as a kite right now. That young man. He's hungry. That's why
he has the munchies.
He's
now.
eating. He's eating everything. Somebody stop him. Anyway, so I'm going to do this one because it's just the one that we're going to be selling in the restaurant.
Okay, with the standard.
However,
no jalapenos.
If you come in now
and ask for jalapenos,
and you want jalapeno, put jalapenos. You want cheddar cheese on it, we'll scratch the pepper jack. You want Swiss on it, we'll put Swiss. You want Gouda cheese, we'll put that on.
Okay.
We got all kind of different cheeses. Humongous, all kind of stuff.
Okay. Hey,
which is the brother of Humongous.
Quick question. When you bring around the po' boy of the week on the show,
yes.
How often do they come back? Because we had Deborah ask us earlier about that oyster with the blue cheese.
The truth be told, we try to do seasonal stuff, honestly. Yeah. And, I'm a big fan of coming in here on Beef Fridays. We've been doing it for 86 years. So, I mean, yeah. So really, honestly, it's also based on numbers. Okay. What sells the most. And I told you, it's really good to take care of your employees, and I talked to you a long time about this. And if you're listening and you have people that work for you, understand that they don't work for just the money. Money's important, but it only gives you one less thing to worry about. They work because they have they feel that they are valued, you know,
Yes,
by their employer, and they will run through a brick wall for you, man.
Oyster with blue cheese, is it coming back?
I will have to tell you that's all predicated on financial analysis.
All right, that's
and
what we're going to
run
pause.
that yet.
Wait, we're going to pause right there on air.
And
Stick
the
with
po'
us on
boy is ready
Facebook
to go
Live.
for when you
We're
come
coming
back.
right back.
And that's the truth, because you know we do give a cash tip, and everybody comes up with a po' boy a week. And I mean, it's like somebody advertised one of the burger places. Maybe it's Five Guys. You can eat their burger a million different ways or something like that.
Yeah, it's on the wall.
Yeah, and it's the truth. I mean, you could literally eat. Come up with a po' boy, and some work and some don't.
Hey,
You know?
Paul.
You know, some work, some don't.
Please tell me you've been listening, Paul.
I'll tell you what didn't work. Tell you what didn't work.
What?
I'll tell you, we did the barbecue shrimp on there, didn't we?
Yeah, long time
Bro.
ago.
Oh, I don't need one that big.
We
Shit.
changed the recipe. I got a bunch. I'm gonna make this. Take some of your kids.
Here, let me.
Take a half. Take this, man. I got freaking 2 more whole breads. Take this.
Damn, okay.
Do you want jalapenos on it?
Yeah, put me some jalapenos.
This has got pepper jack. If you want, I can make
That's
my own
fine.
cheddar. You like
Nope,
the
I like pepper jack. I like it spicy.
Woo-wee. Now you see, here's the other thing. You know, the one thing, and I'll talk about this on the air, is we didn't put salsa on it, which most people probably would on like a fajita, you know, on a taco or something. But we're not doing that. Because what happens if you put salsa? Wet, soggy bread. You don't want that shit. I ain't got time for that shit. Oh, and Jill did explain to me, she listened to the show, that it's cuckold. What? It's cuckold. It's not cockhole, it's cuckold. The last time on the show, y'all played the thing when Will Smith got slapped at Chris Rock. Remember?
Oh, and it's not.
And I said, you know, the guy's a cockhold. And Jill said, oh. Well, I gotta wait for Brian. And she, look,
It's not cockhold.
she knows Brian really, really well. Okay. I mean, and so she said, I said, well, what do you think? She goes, I don't have to say anything. She said, I want to see YouTube Brian's face at everything.
So what is this? It's not cockhold.
How did we get on that topic in the first place?
Because fucking Will Smith slaps him, right? And I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
he's just a cockhole, and I didn't even know what that was. And my wife explained it to me, and you like, just putting your head down. Bro. Go back and watch the video. I don't even know if you even realized it. You were sitting down, and you went, you took a breath, and you went like that. Jill was like, I said, well, what do you? She goes, I don't have to say. I'm looking at Brian. She goes, that says everything. What fucking impression? So I had to go back and watch it because I just listened to it on the radio replay when I was in my truck. I had it going through Bluetooth. I wasn't paying attention to the video, just listening to it. When I watched the video, go back. You want to laugh?
So, and he says cuckold?
No. He corrects me, and he says cuckold, but go ahead. And so he doesn't stop. He just keeps going. And then another friend of mine, when I was haggling you about being from New Orleans or whatever, you were sitting there and you were like, the timing of it was perfect. Like I was saying, blah, blah, blah. I said, you're not from New Orleans, but anyway. And you were like, whatever. Like that. Like just the way you said it and how it flowed. I'm telling you, you got to go watch the video. The video says way more than
it does.
In the air. I mean,
All
just the expressions of everybody and what we're doing when we're in here.
That's good shit.
A ticket doesn't seem so bad.
It's spicy.
Click it. For ticket.
You got Japanos on.
This report comes to you from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center.
Hold off for a second. It don't matter.
We missed the entire money report.
Yep. It's all right.
But I got out at 47. That's not all right. That's over by a full minute. Why?
Probably for the load. Kate has an auto load. So I got to tell Kate that. I thought he turned it off though. You turned that off, right?
Well, as long as we got the spots, we're fine. I just do a poor enough job on my own.
And make sure people understand that I did wash my hands. I do have rubber gloves, but my hands are fat and they got like sausage fingers. And because of my sausage fingers, the gloves never fit.
It's got hands like a catcher's mitt. We're not really going to let him sing, are we?
I think we are.
Oh,
I want to hear him sing.
852 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Foodie Friday rolling right along.
Boy, we
Mornings with
banging
Brian
up in here,
Haldane.
boy.
It's
I feel like I'm at a rock concert. Drinking my THC beverage. It's actually not. It's a Red Bull. I mean, not a Red Bull, a Gazani. I can't drink that stuff right now. I'll pass out like you in adoration.
Why is my adoration like?
Brother, listen to me.
How do I become?
I want to tell you something, and you listen to me. You listen to me good.
I report the news. I'm not
Listen
the
to
news.
me and listen to me good. You there, brother?
Adoration.
You are there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I used to moan and whinge when my son would show up late for mass on at 12 o'clock. We go to mass on Sundays. You can roll in at 12:15 with him and his couple of roommates because they are Catholic and they follow risen Christ like us. And I would get mad because they would just show up because they knew if they came, they'd get a free meal after this. We go out to lunch.
Okay.
However, she'll straighten me out again. At least they're here.
Right.
So I'm going to commend you, brother. At least you are in adoration.
Yes.
I mean, you might not, physically, but that's okay. Maybe when you're sleeping, you're dreaming and praying. I don't know what you do. But if that works for you, you do what you got to do and do whatever it is he tells you to do, which was, by the way,
I run a
Mary's last words in scripture were, do whatever it is he tells you to do. So if he tells
you sleep in
if
adoration.
he tells you to sleep, sleep. Sleep. Galatians, brother. I ain't good. Look, you want
to. Is this one with the
yes,
I want one with the jalapenos. Because let me give the review while we're still on the air and not just on Facebook. Let me give the review here. Sweeter than I thought it would be. If it's standard po' boy dress, it comes out sweeter than I thought it would be.
Because I'm just like candy, baby. I'm so sweet.
Something about mixing the peppers, and they're not like jalapeno pepper, like bell peppers and whatnot, and red peppers. Something about mixing those peppers with that fresh, crisp lettuce. What an unbelievably sweet combination.
Right. And that's why I use the multicolored peppers, by the way. But continue. I digress.
So there's a sweetness to the whole thing. I want to see what it's like when it's spicier. Which is that this one here?
Okay. So the one on the left. There you go. You got a little salad. The one on the left.
Produce salad right there.
The one on the left, on your right, might be your right.
Okay.
That I cut in half. That has cheddar cheese, or did I put pepper jack? That's got pepper jack cheese and jalapenos.
Okay.
No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes.
Professionalism.
Please eat that.
Okay.
And then the other side's going to have cheddar cheese and jalapenos, which is going to give you a totally different flavor as well.
Completely different flavor. I get what you were saying about mixing the pickles with the jalapenos. That pops right away.
Both vinegary, both have that, one's tart, one's hot, but they both are produced the same mannerism. They're soaked.
But when you get the pickled jalapeno mixed in, again, it's the crisp lettuce kind of tones down the pepper pop of the jalapeno.
Two very important things to any po' boy or sandwich for that matter. Your lettuce and your tomatoes need to be ice cold.
Yep.
Okay, pickles, but your lettuce and tomatoes, because when you bite in combination with the fresh French bread and you get that crunchiness, that's what you want.
Yeah.
So don't ever let your tomatoes sit out. If you're at home and you're making po' boys and you slice your own lettuce, don't let it sit out. Put it back in a cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing to do with your lettuce is, even if you got iceberg or whatever it is, you peel it and you put it in an ice bath.
Okay.
And you sit it in the cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Or the ice box, as we say.
Now,
look, let me teach people a little trick out there. People use colanders and everything for lettuce. You know what's the best thing to dry lettuce with? When you take them out, the full leaves, get yourself a little plastic bag from one of the grocery stores.
Okay.
Put it in that and whip it around in your head just like a pillow towel. I mean, like a pillowcase, because that's what you do. And they have, people that still do that to this day with lettuce. Did you know that? They put it in, a pillowcase and they turn it to dry it off.
I did not
So
know
in the
that.
restaurant industry, we have a lettuce dryer, and it's basically a spin wheel
Yeah.
with a basket. We put the basket in, we turn the crank, and it dries the lettuce, right?
Okay.
And so you do the same thing with that. You use a little plastic bag, whip it, and then then chop it, then put it on with your cold. Okay?
Right.
That produces a different flavor. If you put the hot stuff on and the lettuce and the tomatoes aren't cold enough, what do you think is going to happen immediately?
Wilt.
It's going to wilt. That's why it's very important to keep it cold. And you taste the difference, do you not?
Completely.
Absolutely.
Now, the one thing I need to add to that whole flavor
You
profile
add whatever you want. You
is
take
that
it away.
When you do carne asada, it's easy to over-season the steak and you lose the flavor of the steak. You did not over-season the steak.
Because
Let
I'm
the steak-
Rocco. I just want best po' boy in Baton Rouge. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate the love.
Yeah, absolutely. You did not over-season the steak, which means you let the steak be the steak, which is kind of the point of celebrating beef all
You want
all
to come
season
over
long.
the house and I can teach you a couple of things? You and Bree on a Sunday. We'll watch a little TV,
Let's do it.
you know, in the party room behind the house. Watch
Great party room, by the way.
It could be
Watch on
Brian's big
TV.
adventure.
I've been over there once.
Yeah. So no, but we've been so busy. My dog. Oh, by the way, people, if you're out there and you're praying time, our little dog Lulu, French bulldog, 11 years old, found out she had a brain tumor. We had to pay $8,692. Which, by the way, I'm going into the dog insurance business now. So anybody that wants to buy dog insurance, call me, and I'll be happy to get a policy for you. Because I had no idea it cost that much at the LSU Vet Center. However, I am a man of the university, and I do believe in supporting the LSU Vet Center. It's just one of the best in the nation.
The best.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I could agree with that 100% wholeheartedly. However, I'm just making a point that I don't mind paying a little bit more because I've been blessed and able to be able to afford it.
Right.
But if you have a situation where you have a pet, you might want to look into pet insurance because stuff is very expensive. I had no idea. I was like shocked when they told me how much it would cost to get an MRI for a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $2,800.
They just got a brand new MRI machine.
Well, yeah. And they're like, well, we put you in the new thing that you just said. That's $3,800. I said, look, how about you just take an X-ray? Look, come here.
You're gonna get 3358.
What's the
Drusilla
telltale
Lane.
signs?
30. Do I have the right-
3358 Drusilla Lane, 248-1999. Please call in for your to-go orders. Remember, we're going to be closed on Monday. Go out, enjoy yourself, be safe. And again, remember exactly why you're able to have that day off. It's because the men and women who sacrifice, even the Latinos.
What's the name of the po' boy?
You know what,
we name
Brian?
it?
It's just
We got 10 seconds
it's a
left.
steak fajita po' boy.
Steak fajita po' boy. That's what you're
It'll
asking
be
for.
on the board. Po'
on
boy
Tuesday.
of the week.
On Tuesday, you're
Have a
asking for it.
great
He's
Memorial
Rocco.
Day, everyone. Be
Stick
safe.
around. Stick around on Facebook Live. Moon's coming up on air. You're gonna see this. My son searched up. Yeah. He was searching up some stuff. 9. He's 9 for
42.
He's 9 until Sunday. Then he'll be 10. I know. So he was searching up Mercy on YouTube to see what popped up. You want to see the first video he found, Rocco?
It's us.
You ready to cry? No, it's our girls.
Oh my gosh. Where's that from?
Great Kindness Challenge Day.
Bro, send that to me, please.
Wait, Rachel, Lillian, Carrie, AC, Mariana, Ava, and I don't know that one.
I don't know the girl in the back either.
But look at that.
Bro, send it over to me.
Yeah.
Please, that would be fantastic. You're making me cry. No one would cry right now. Okay, so what you want me to do with this leftover stuff? You want me to put it in this box and you can make a sandwich when you get home for your family?
Sure.
Since there's nobody here?
Sure.
You have enough food?
Well, no, the sales will be here in a little bit.
You tell me what you want to do, Brett, your world.
Is there...
But I got
Did
to
we
go
run out
to-
of bread?
No, I got one piece of bread left.
All right, let's make that one up and we'll leave it out for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. We cut it into like little, like Rocco. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
here, look, this is a knife. Look, okay. Oh, cut it like that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Where
got you.
people can just come get a bite.
All right.
Yeah, to get a bite over there. You don't bite it in.
Sales
So-
may not be here, but we here.
No, sales is supposed to be here later, right? They didn't get the day off. They're going to get out early. It's normally on a day like today, we'll close the office at 2. So, There's been no announcement about that.
You don't know announcements. You don't know what's going on.
All right.
You all right, fella?
So last thing is I've had the regular dress with the pepper jack, and I've had the jalapeno with the cheddar. I have not had the jalapeno with the pepper jack, but I would imagine the flavor profile within the cheddar, pepper jack on top of jalapeno, it's kind of redundant, and you're getting a different makeup with the cheese itself. The cheddar, there's plenty of jalapenos on here. Same. It's a wonderful sandwich. It's an absolute. The cheddar pairs better with the jalapeno.
Okay, give me those jalapenos. Here's pepperoni.
Go for it.
I mean,
pepperoni.
Pepper jack.
So, Rocco, you want to sign off on Facebook?
Yeah, I got a ball. I got
Look, tell him Rocco. Yeah, right here.
Rocco, say goodbye.
Dum-ba-dee-da, 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 dum. Happy trails to you. Until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling on, my friend. You know who sung that song?
About the
Yeah, you know who sung that?
We did just now.
Boom! Boom!
Fire!
All
right, bye, Facebook.
Van Halen would always sign off with that song.
Really?